I hope there's music. That's my biggest fear. That there's no music. It would be awkward. Vigilante Wednesday here on the 43rd episode of my show, the Vigilante Williamson Show. It is April 8th, Thursday, April 8th. Hoping that everyone out on YouTube land is having a happy and joyful and productive April 8th. Happy Thursday, man. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. No mask today. After doxing myself yesterday on the Culture Crime Fighters. The video's been edited, but still. But it got me thinking, though. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't want it to happen, but I freaked out pretty bad. And I thought, like, what? It's everybody shows their face. Like, it's okay. I'm not going to start showing my face or anything. But it's like, okay, if it happens, it happens. It's okay. I mean, because I don't want to be somebody who doesn't stand by the shit I say. So it's like, whatever. But I'm a bit embarrassed because I'm like, oh, I don't want it to happen. Whatever. You get to see how fugly I look if you watched that live, if you were one of the people that saw it live. Got a lot of depressing stuff to talk about. I'll be honest. Maybe it's not depressing to you. Maybe this is something you agree with. But I don't know if it's necessarily depressing. It's just inevitable. It's completely inevitable. As far as I'm gonna start off with the whole gun law thing. The Second Amendment will be repealed, and essentially at some point, if it it's been trampled on for a while, you will. This is my prediction. You will lose your Second Amendment rights completely within the next 24 months max. What are you going to do? And that's the question I've been asking. So what happens then? They already have the vax support. What happens? They've already overstepped their bounds as far as government oversight for so long, especially the past year. I mean, 2 years ago, if I told you that you couldn't go out of your house because of this pandemic or you couldn't do anything, you'd have to wear a mask for a disease that has a 99% survival rate and the whole world would be changed because of it, you would laugh at it. I laughed at it until it happened. Like, this is bullshit, because I recognize other things, the SARS and all the other stuff that happened before it. But it didn't matter. Our thoughts didn't matter. It's still crazy lockdowns in most of the world. The few places that didn't have lockdowns, that still were able to thrive. It didn't matter. The truth didn't matter. Believe the science, even when the science is being, is lying. It's that's just been the normal, and that's not gonna stop. And I don't know what the practical actions are. Like, because it's so extreme that any conspiracy theory you ever heard has plausibility, man. If you guys never heard of the channel Truth Stream Media, or what's my other one? Jay Meyer's documentary, I believe, is a good one. Really graceful. I think Simply Graceful. I haven't watched hers in a while. But these are just channels that you can find a lot of information, just like you can find out the CDC guy who left or was mysteriously disappeared in 2018. Just interesting, a few years before everything started to happen. Started to get all somber to start off, but I do want to start. But we're not going to just all be somber stuff. We're going to talk about some of this crazy shit as well. We're going to talk about the Powerpuff Girls. We got to talk about affirmative action for pilots. So that seems fun. As if flying won't be rough enough because of this vax port that will be made mandatory for you to, leave your house for any reason at some point. Your pilot may just be a diversity hire. So good luck getting to your destination. We have a lot to talk about. Let's see who's in the chat now, though. I know there's a lot of other shows going on, so I may not have as many as normal. And I also know, I almost thought about not doing the show, but I got to keep it Thursday. So hey, Brightest Day, who I was in his stream, just said no Pegasus actual podcast tonight, so I'll return the favor and join in on your chat. Cool. That's Supreme Heretics podcast. And of course, if there's a brightest day, there must be a darkest night. It says hail brightest day. I'm not sure if that's Robert. I'm not sure if that's Brightest Day with a second account, or I'm not sure if that's like a separate guy all together. But my assimilation is complete. He. Our battle will be legendary. Rise. Hey, Mary G. Hopefully you're still here. and dark. It's nice saying hi to Mary G. I'm saying hi to the Lanners. Mary G. Hail Liger fan. We're talking a little wrestling. I actually posted a non-short because it is still not short. I'm trying to do that the past few days about wrestling. Hell, just another red shirt. You're not just another red shirt. You know that. You're the red shirt, and I appreciate you being here, man. Yeah. Oh, man. I only got about 45 minutes, probably less time now. So hopefully, you can stay for as long as you can, man. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all you guys being here, man. If you haven't liked or shared the stream, if you could do either of those things, I would appreciate it a ton. I'm trying to always get more people watching, and I appreciate the people who are already here. See who else is here. Hail Gomer Kyle. Hail Tupac Shakur. It's been a while. I mean, not just obviously Tupac, died and was back, but he's been gone from the stream. I haven't seen him in a while. Happy to see you, bro. Happy to see you. Elbow cough. It's music, so you guys did hear the music. Hail Parrot Head. Hail Ironcaster. Hail Ironcaster. See who else I can say hi to. Let's see. What a few who have showed up. Gomer Kyle says, long time no see the Tupac. And he says it won't happen here in Tennessee, man. You never can be sure, man. I don't trust politicians. I don't trust, a lot of people, I'm in a red state, I'm safe. I don't trust those red politicians, man. A lot of those Republicans, they're not your friends. They're not your friends. Hey, what's that song you play at the beginning of your stream? Well, actually, it's just one of my beats. It's just a Vigilante Williamson theme for now. If you're talking to me. Oh, you're talking to Bryce Day. You're not talking to me. I suck. Ring Capacity by Kirby Crackle is the name of the song, Bryce Day. I didn't know because I haven't seen the beginning of all your streams. I've seen a few. All right, I saw one. Sub Conspiracy Nutters. Yeah, I went in conspiracy mode really hard. But I don't know if it's conspiracy anymore, man. All of this shit that is now normal today was a conspiracy theory in 2019. And that's without knowing that Billy Badass, that's why I call the Microsoft guy, owns all the farmland and ran a bunch of trials of what's going on beforehand. So I don't know if it's conspiracy. I know you're just being funny since you do, though. But unfortunately, I don't think it's a joke. Hell, Link. Eesh, that creepy avatar. Link 365L. What's up? A lot of things are up. Let's see. Hell Gazillionaire. He says, I'm honored to be here for Tupac Shakur. No, it's an honor to have one of the greatest rappers of all time. And a rich Godzilla. It's awesome chat. And a sentient sex toy. This is the most awesome chat on earth. Colorado is boned, yo. What's going on in Colorado? And Godzilla, I was talking about the Second Amendment being destroyed. He said Tennessee won't have it. I hope you're right. I hope a lot of the quote unquote red states stand up for the people. I just don't see it happening. The Republicans have bent over to this point. And as Ripper will tell you, the Orange Man created that bump. He did a bump stop ban, so it's not like they're always for your Second Amendment right. Microshaft wind blows me. Yeah, like that asshole has a lot of power. He's one of many, and they hate us. They hate us. That's you have to remember all of these people, whether you're talking about the government, whether you're talking about these entertainment companies, they hate you. They hate you. So Citrus Dildo says, love me some Tupac. Not sure if he's saying two POC, like two people of color, which I hate that phrase, but whatever. Or is he just misspelling Tupac? The world will never know. I knew my movie would do well, so I bought some bling ahead of time. There you go. So shining on those hoes. Hell Fimber. You would be still up. It's super late there in Angola. And yeah, I think states succeeding may be something that happens in the real. And I think state succeeding is a realistic potential. And of course it'll be spun. It's because of supremacy, obviously. Okay, supremacy because you want freedom. Hell Fimber says Ascension Dildo. I agree. Just mean Colorado will follow in line like all the good little tools. Most states will, man. Most people will. Well, if not, we wouldn't be having to wear masks still to this day. I mean, I wear a mask. I'm not wearing one now. Hence why I'm doing this, and I don't have the camera in position to see me. So if I do accidentally click, it'll just be like ground or something. But the reason we've been forced to wear masks was it's starting to frustrate me. I'm sick of wearing this fucking thing. I'm sick of the idea that I'm so crazy because I want to be able to breathe. I'm so crazy. It's just bullshit. Over 90% of Virginia counties have declared themselves Second Amendment sanctuaries. A couple of states have announced they'll arrest federal enforcement personnel enforcing unconstitutional gun laws. That's interesting. That's interesting. Balkanization. That's what this has been. This has been a balkanization on so many levels. They balkanize you for having any beliefs counter to the narrative. And then, of course, anyone who believes that looks at you like you're crazy. No one wants to have a conversation. They balkanized the race, man. I talked about how mines I keep seeing legitimate alt-right shit, like legitimate, not the Jordan Peterson's the alt-right, like no, kill all N-words and J words, like for real, that sort of stuff. And at the same time, I went to the store right before the stream, saw a guy with a BLM face mask, and he probably is just buying it because it's cool. He wants to stand up for the people, but it's like, so company, which gave generated billions and billions of dollars, gave none of it to local chapters, gave none of it to families of victims, gave none of it to communities, did everything to get their own individuals who are at the head, studio jobs and big exec jobs at other companies. And even though this is all public information, it doesn't matter because they're standing up for black people, whatever the fuck that means. They're standing up for checks in the name of black people. They're not standing up for a fucking person. Yep, me too. About to pass open carry here, huh? Cool. I think I heard that North Carolina might already have open carry. I'm not gonna act like I'm a 2A expert. I'm certainly not. I'm gonna cover this Biden story, but I'm not. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'll just keep it a buck. I am armed. I'm trying to get ammo. Is like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. And I need more practice. I'll be a buck. But I mean, I'm not an expert by any means. By any means. Oops, no, I'm not talking about the plug. Link 365L, you're very much correct. There's some nasty people in the world. The world needs Jesus, y'all. I know everybody may not believe that, but I am somebody who believes that the world does need Christ and Jesus. If today doesn't look like the book of Revelation, I don't know what does. Black people don't need Hollywood Lives defending them, no. Black people don't even need, you said white Hollywood Lives. They don't even need black Hollywood Lives defending them because they're not defending them. They're just exploiting them. What's the over-under of race? Jesus, I haven't covered that shit because that whole, you want to talk about, I'm not going, I'm going conspiracy theory. The whole George Floyd thing has been a psyop from jump. There, I said it. The whole fucking thing. All of these things, all of these incidents, in my opinion, I would say over-under 75% of the ones that were publicly pushed were psyops from their core, all to create that balkanization. So I mean, I don't know what BLM is going to do. They got the orange man out. Maybe they'll destroy things. And isn't that ironic? There's a high chance of riots. They don't want us to have police. They don't want us to have guns. How the fuck are we supposed to defend ourselves? But oh wait, if you defend yourself, it's because you're a white supremacist, somebody with internalized racism. Obviously, doesn't matter about all the people that died at these riots, including mostly black people. Just like it didn't matter about the black kids that got killed in that damn Chaz. They don't matter. Their lives don't matter because they're not exploitable to the narrative. It's the brightest day. It's not just using a power ring to keep itself safe, expecting a few hundred rounds. So you're just buying stuff online. That's the only option. I get it. That's what I'm probably going to end up doing. Just buying a bunch of overpriced rounds because that the idea of getting under $1 a round, that will never happen again. Ever. It will probably always be an online commodity at this point. I don't see it ever being available enough in stores for purchase. And agree 100%. Yeah. Agreed. All humans need more woke women to stand up for them because everyone but woke women are marginalized. Yeah. Woke women are the least marginalized individuals. Scary. From her product says marginalized is actually quite an offensive term. It's bullshit because it's like the infantilization of everybody is complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. He's walking free for sure. They overcharged him to satisfy the mob. I think it's conspiracy theory. So yeah, Gary from Neurotic is what Pac was talking about. Marginalized. I mean, all this shit is people of color, because you have to say people of color is some master race shit, because what you're implying is the master race is white and all of these other peoples are people of color. We have to classify all the non-whites, and I don't feel like classifying myself for a global minority because it's silly. It's silly to do. Why can't one? I've said it once. I'll say it again. Hue, man, Hue, hue. That color. The word for color is included in the root word for human, because all people technically are people of color, because all people have melanin. Obviously, certain groups of people have more melanin. But that it's just a separation tactic. It's a balkanization tactic. So Chauvin, the whole thing, which even though I'm covering this bump stock shit, which is, I'm covering a little bit more newsy stuff. I'm not covering that trial because I believe it to be a psyop. I guess when the riots start, we'll talk about it then. And those will be psyops. There'll be people who plant bricks at certain sites. There'll be organizations just like it was last year. There'll be buses and vans to different sites just like it was last year. So, and I don't know what to do. We know this is going to happen. We see it coming. What do? I have no idea what the answer to that question is. Doesn't matter if he gets life, they'll still burn down. Yeah. Some people just, some people just want to watch the world burn. And now they have feel to do it. Hell 24/7. How's it going? It's going, man. How's it going for you, man? I hope you're doing good. I'll try to have a good week. I'll try. I appreciate it, bro. Obviously, Pac was talking about Gary from Neurotic. Where's our resident roof Korean to weigh in? Probably on a different stream. Probably on different streams. A lot of other streams going. All lives matter is the root of the problems. I think, with the joke emojis. I mean, our overreaching government is the root of the problem. Start buying ammo last February. No bulk orders. Just a few boxes at a time. Still could use more. Yeah, I don't have nearly enough ammo. Nor nearly enough range time. I'm winging it. Hell 24/7 says sentient. They were waiting for an event like this. They're preparing before Floyd, Elsie, and a little Sunshine Group horse cut. You talking about the squad? Yeah. Stop resisting. Let white people help you, man. You mean by help by like the actual to me, the biggest group of white supremacists are the woke white people want to help all marginalized group by telling them what to do and insulting them if they want to think for themselves. Literally, as a black man, to paraphrase Stephen A. Smith, I can only help my people in a state-approved way. So what the fuck is that? Dude, the last 1.5 years have been totally set up. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's, and this is part of it. This gun laws is part of it. This Vaxport is part of it. The FEMA camps are there's a non-zero chance you could end up for the FEMA camp for wrong thing. Hell, they're already doing it in Canada. This isn't fake anymore. This isn't some shit you see on the internet and just say, oh, this is bullshit. This is right here in front of your face. It's today. It's now. It's right now. And again, I'm saying this not to be hyperbole. It's really kind of just, air my own frustrations out before we really get in the show. I don't know how long the show's going to last, but I don't really know what to do. NWO, baby. And I ain't talking about Hogan, Razor, and Diesel. I'm talking about the true, one world government, international bankers, whatever you want to call them. You want to go full exozone, the bump stock reversal right before the coming peaceful protest. All it'll take is one bump stock related shooting for all to come crashing down. Yeah. And it'd be awkward if something like that happens. It's weird how there's something like an incident always happens when they need it, isn't it? It'd be a shame someone will let the air out the bus's tires while they wait for their passengers to return. Hey, maybe. First thing I made sure I had was long-term food. Yeah, you guys are prepping. You're smarter than me. I need to get a water filter. I need to get a good water filter. I just actually got a shower filter, and it's made such a difference. Anybody has any suggestions on water filters? On really good water filters? What is the holy shit? I have somebody who's done an alternate. Now, I don't know if this is my man Mando Merck, but I have somebody who went out and did an alternate logo and is now Mercenary Williamson. That is awesome. A new challenger has appeared. That is awesome. Holy shit, man. Throughout all this darkness, this is like the coolest fucking thing. A true manga count who went and gave, and I look like Spawn, the Spawn eyes with the alternate logo. That is awesome. Oh, it's Robert. Thank you, Robert. That's dope. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate the hell out of that. That's just the coolest thing. It's the coolest thing. New challenger has appeared. Like, what was that? Street Fighter? Super dope, man. I'm tickled pink and honored that you went through that much effort to alter the logo. Mercenary Williamson. Awesome. Funny how national leaders, of different nations start saying build back better at the same time. But you're a conspiracy theorist if you ask questions. Don't be a right-wing, far-right conspiracy theorist. Just another red shirt. And Berkey. Berkey is the best. Is it Berkeley or Berkey is the best water filter? Had you seen that the Biden crew wants to impose a global, goddamn, all the fucking taxes. All the fucking taxes. How do we get rid of some of these goddamn taxes, man? We need more corporate tax. So tax the corporations. The whole point is to make it so there's only a few corporations. The whole point is to make, that's why we need to raise the minimum wage so only a few companies can hire people. And raise the minimum corporate tax only a few companies can pay it. And you know which companies are going to have to get out of it or going to be able to get out of it. Your Disney's, your any company that backs the people, not the people, the People's Republic of America. Any company that backs the People's Republic of America, the Build Back Better Bilderberg companies, they will somehow not need to pay this tax. But if you want to form a corporation, got to be taxed. Parrothead uses a Zero Water brand picture. Okay. The biggest mistake, and I don't know if that was a mistake, but we'll talk about, I'll go a little extra on with that. The Allies made toward the end of WW2 was Project Paperclip by letting the Yazidis, Marxists, become American citizens. They clearly infiltrated our society. International bankers paid on both sides of that war. First one, too. It was all the part of the plan. That was not a mistake. That was the point. Good to hear your voice and viewpoints. Very well put together. Helps newcomers and info vets alike. I hope so. And please correct me when I say things that are incorrect, man. Don't let me just go off a cliff. Hold me in check. I'll talk a little bit about that. What happens when you don't hold people in check. I referenced it a little bit in Culture Crime Fighters yesterday and a little bit in my video, my short earlier. But I'll talk a little bit about wrestling when I talk about how sports are falling off. Even though wrestling is not really a sport, but still. Feel like watching Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Mercenary Williamson. He's an alternate ninja or Smash Bros, something like that. Tekken, Street Fighter. I heard drinking distilled water helps decalcify your pineal gland, making you more in touch with the world. Yeah, I just got a fluoride filter on my shower, and it actually does make a difference almost immediately. I can just tell. Part of it may just be because my damn shower has like a water pressure and heat thing, and just for some reason when I put this on, it went away. So feeling like real water pressure is dope. Yeah. No L, Berkey. Okay, Berkey. I will check that out, and I'll check out the Zero Water filter and look into that. So I to anyone who didn't have a water filtration system or set up, look up Berkey and Zero Water for it. That's what I'm gonna do. Activision, as in the game company, or like activism. Yep. Hell, Islington girl. Raising minimum wage causes layoffs, not hiring. That's the point. Less businesses, less people employed, destroy small and mid-level business, among a host of other problems. Thinking about buying a gun this week before they take that freedom away? Yes, we will talk about that. You should, and as much ammo as you can get. Yeah, that's a situation I'm going through. I need more ammo. Look at this. Hell chatting hell to Islington girl. I just held myself. A little bit arrogant Islington girl. We'll allow it though. And yeah, Mary G. Blige. You should definitely get a gun if you're able to. Infiltrate started long before the end of World War II. Woodrow Wilson was an Constitutional president. Pro wrestling is the only real sport. Everything else is rigged. You know, I'm glad you're here, Liger fan. What happened with AEW? I haven't watched it in a year. I just, a bunch of wrestling stuff is coming to my feed. Is WrestleMania week. The only thing of wrestling that looked interesting was the Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole build. And then I just see a bunch of crap and trying to catch up. AEW looks like it's worse than WWE, man. What happened? What happened in the past year to where it's a joke and you got Fat Jericho and sparkly explosions and shit? What happened to AEW? And is New Japan still at least good? I think New Japan's probably going to be the only good wrestling I see if I get back into it. Hail Jake D. Yes, hashtag taxation is theft because it is theft. It is theft. Real quick, speaking of taxation, let me make sure none of you guys have sent any money and I didn't say anything. All right. Cool. And let's check out the D-Live fam real quick. See if anyone... Because the D-Live fam, they do show up. And then when I don't say anything to them, they get pissed. Doesn't look like there's anyone watching D-Live, though. Okay. Yep, taxation is death. And it's disgusting how high they wanted to get. Yep, look at Anderson Cooper. He was indeed the CIA, Project Mockingbird, all the news guys. They are a legacy. There's agents everywhere. There's agents everywhere. Everywhere. I agree, because only they don't hide their BS. Yeah, they're the most honest, because everything else is indeed rigged. Isn't girl says she made a mistake. It's okay. It's okay. You can, if you're feeling yourself, you're feeling yourself. Mercenary Williamson says, hell JD. Zero water pitchers can be found in Walmart or Target if you prefer. Okay. God, wrestling is dead. Okay. Hell, y'all, I'm on the mobiles. Tagging y'all is yeah, get it. Sorry to say I haven't kept up. Well, then you're proving the point. Do you keep up with any wrestling? The one podcast I listen to start talking about the Coof. New Japan's still good. Okay, New Japan still good. Yeah, Japan is badass. Taxation is absolutely there. Yeah. Oh, I gotta talk about that singing Japanese girl, man. I am upset. I only found that video right before going on the stream with Slasher McSplitter. Hail Slasher, by the way. And you know what? Maybe to brighten up the day, I'm gonna talk about the Biden story, and then I'm gonna show that clip as a palate cleanser. As a palate cleanser. Okay, Noah's still alive. All Japan, but I don't hear much about it. Really, All Japan, you were hearing something before the pandemic. Because I really like Japanese wrestling. I liked it quite a bit more than WWE. Ironically, it was more serious, despite what I'm about to show you with this Japanese girl after talking about the Biden thing. And I don't know how much I'm going to read through the article. I think we all know what the hell is going to happen. Cessation of theft, but at least my government is lowering ours. Seem like the U.S. is going the other way. Yeah. Well, you know what? Croatia is now the free world. Croatia is now the free world. Have y'all seen the Japanese game show? Shit is crazy, y'all. Yeah, let me cue that link up. So that way. Cue the link up so then we can just talk about Biden and this Illuminati confirmed shit. Hopefully you didn't hear that. I don't want you to hear it. It probably sounded kind of awkward. Yeah, we will get into that video because you guys have to see it. If you didn't see my video earlier, you didn't see my short, we're going to play this video. And actually, I got to, doing a little on the fly production. Okay. So the stories will line up a little better. Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's try not to dox myself this time. Y'all don't need to see my ugly mud. Let's talk about, you know what? NWA did have a good show. That Fire is coming back, but on the Fight Network. I don't care. Not Fire. It was Power. NWA Power was really good. Really good. Simple, promo based. Solid wrestling. It was like, this is why we watch pro wrestling. They kept it simple. It didn't have the biggest budget, and I like that a lot too. That was some of the last stuff I was watching. Hell, more with Kitty. I was on when I was talking to Slasher. She was on the panel as well. And so check out more Kitty's channel if you haven't already. Hell, I just love Mercenary Williamson. I love it. All right. Let's talk about Joe Biden, our commander in thief, Washington. Biden unveiled. I'm not going to call him that title. He didn't. I mean, well, technically he did earn it because the election wasn't stolen because Trump is also a socialist who was friends with the Clintons until 2015. But that's neither here nor there. Biden unveiled his first attempts to take away guns on Thursday, announcing a set of destructive Second Amendment destroying moves. You see my edits if you're reading along, designed to destroy freedoms by tweaking the government's definition of a firearm and more aggressively responding to urban gun violence. You know what you could do? You cannot pass a crime bill that causes more felons. You cannot set up society to constantly, 20% of the poorest 20% of the population. I just saw the stat today. So if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I believe it's the poorest 20% of the population creates 80% of the violence. And that is by design. It is by design, man. And it's by politicians like him who spent 47 years making it that way. How about that? How about you revisit the policies that created so much violence in the first place? Nah, fuck that. Fuck all that. Your internet. I can't read this shit. He pushed back on the arguments that his actions would infringe upon the right to bear arms. Bullshit. So they're reviewing policy around ghost guns and the use of stabilizing braces on pistols. It doesn't turn it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes, it does infringe on the Second Amendment. The right to bear arms is about the right to defend yourself from a tyrannical government. We have a tyrannical world government that hates us and is trying to kill us. Boyfriend. So if a woman says you yelled at her because domestic violence nowadays, if you refuse money, that can be considered domestic violence. So if you don't give your girlfriend money in certain, I don't know which states, but I know there's a state that there's at least trying, what is it called? The financial abuse or some shit if you don't give your girlfriend money. So with the increasing, and I'm not saying that anyone that whoops on their partner, whatever, you shouldn't be doing that type of shit. But this loophole can be abused as well the other way. And that's why I always err on the side of freedom, allowing the most amount of freedom to the most amount of people. So he says, whether Congress asks or not, I'm going to use all the resources at my disposal to protect Americans from gun violence, also known as steal guns away from Americans so they can't protect themselves from us. Goodness, I'll just look at the chat. I mean, these are just a bunch of lies. And if you want to go through it, he helped shepherd a ban in 94. He also did the crime bill in 94. So there's that. And that caused a lot of gun violence, but fuck that. Gun control measures are overwhelmingly popular with the American people. It's bullshit. Bullshit. And is that why guns have been flying off the shelves at an incredible rate to the point where you cannot buy one in person? You can't even buy ammo in person now. You have to go online. Is that why gun control is so popular? Is that why Mary G is talking about in the chat? We need to, I need to get a gun. Everybody in the chat, if you are able to, you should arm yourself and get as much ammunition as you possibly can, get as much time on the range as you possibly can. This is the advice I need to follow myself. I've been slacking. Jesus, advocates for gun control. Okay. Jesus, I don't want to read these lies, man. I don't want to read too many more of these lies. I'm gonna see what the chat's saying. I'm gonna play a palate cleanser and let's see what it is. And by the way, everyone, I think we all lost a gun on a boating accident. So yeah, really all over the ghost gun thing. So Prez Dumas thinks about most inner city peeps commit gun violence using fancy AR bills and not whatever handgun they can find. Exactly. That's a lie. That you know what? I forgot I got the damn clip. On the account of most gun violence being committed by ARs and handbills.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
So that's a lie. You're right, Gazillionaire. That it's not about what nothing is ever seen with these jokers. It never is. It's not about trying to lower inner city gun violence. It's about taking your guns. What the fuck? Why wouldn't you show a statistic that shows that why these measures would help inner city gun violence? Well, because they don't. They don't. You know what actually would help? Lowering taxes, because you allow more economic freedom for more people and less likely to commit gun violence. Okay, got the monocle. Link says the first time I was ever voted, I always thought it was BS and false. And they proved me right. But again, not to go super exozone, I don't believe the election was lost because I don't believe the election was ever anything we had a choice in. I believe every part of it was choreographed for maximum psyopness so we could participate in what happened earlier in the year. Which had money to get a gun or 10. Yeah, you and me both. Don't think there are many people out there doing that. No, they're not. Yeah, ask Britain in Australia, how's it worked out? Not well. Interesting. His side of the aisle said legalize drugs, but no to guns. Neither drugs nor guns kill people. They are objects. If misused, they kill people. You're 100% right, but personal responsibility is outlawed. Stop being a supremacist, Mary G. You're not allowed to ask that people take responsibility for themselves. Soon you'll need to ID to buy a butter knife. Well, shit, soon you'll need a vax ID just to leave your house. And yeah, in the UK, that's a good point because the stabbings in the UK are crazy. Don't have anything that go boom, boom. Morris said, yeah, you can't get, well, you got to get it online. Good luck trying to find one in person nowadays. Jake says none. Yeah, none of us in this chat have any weapons involved. If they did, if you saw it as registered, lost in the boating accident. I apologize, sir. Anyone that knows anything about machining knows the average person can't walk out the garage and make a ghost gun without a lot of tooling and skill. Exactly. Maura Kitty says she's not a shotgun type of girl. Bring it on. Famous last words of this fool. Hell, Bigger Ford Entertainment. Check out his channel if you haven't. And what's up? The sky is up. Hooker's legs are up. That's what's up in the streets. Got a nice pump action last year. I actually did myself with a young pistol grip. I really need more ammo. And I'm thinking about getting a 3D printer. Maybe I should hurry up and grab one of those before they get outlawed and get to work. Pipe bombs are easy to make and very destructive. People will just drive trucks or into people or use bombs. Yeah. That people will just figure another way. I can see the pipe bombs. We always see the cocktails. What happened last year. I can see pipe bombs being a real threat if they get rid of weaponry because people are not going to stop. So Goldman Khan had to show your ID to vote. Okay. I hope more places get like that. And more of it's too poor. I get it. Who's going to spend thousands to make a ghost gun that won't even work? Good point. But yeah, always be concerned when the government says it's doing something for your protection. Oh, such a nice mercenary. Mercenary Williamson hugging Moira. That's sweet. Be careful out there boating. Yeah, tragic boating accident. Just another red shirt. Hugs the mercenary. That's so sweet. My boat got messed up, man. All my guns are gone. What the fuck? Yeah, I lost all my guns, gold, silver, and crypto in this boating accident. It's poor. Sucks. Hugs. Okay, everyone's hugging. Lots of love. Legit excuse in the Great Lakes. Yeah, because Islington girl's still back basically home. The Great Lakes. Yeah. Lake Huron. Just boating accident. Most gun violence is inner city shootouts with handguns, mass shootings, and people are in people backyards. Yeah, most mass shootings are drive-bys or, a variation of that. Most mass shootings are not, some crazy guy goes into a school or a mall or a store. Most mass shootings are drive-by between people who are either gang or in a drug having some sort of issue, or you're stupid issues too, but there are people who usually have some prior issue shooting it out. Yep, let all the criminals have the gun. Smart. That's exactly what they did in Chicago. And I think they rolled some of those laws back past 5 or so years, but for years they had very restrictive laws. And I asked, the world this. Why does Chicago have more gun violence than Houston? Not that Houston is as my man 24/7 tell you, Houston is no picnic by any means, but it's not Chicago. And it's around the same size as far as population, around the same size. Maybe Houston's even bigger as far as land area.
and doesn't have that issue. I wonder what's the difference? What's the difference between Houston and Chicago when it comes to laws? Oh, yeah, that's right. You have open carry in Texas. I wonder if that has a difference. I don't know. Before the boating accident in MA, my gun collection and reloading supplies would have been called an arsenal. Here in Texas, they'd be called a good start. Yeah. Texas, man. That's another reason why I want to move there. I'm in the Carolinas. This is not exactly New York. It ain't exactly New York, which we'll talk about a little later. Not the most liberal place, but if I go to Texas, man, I'll know a lot of people armed or not armed because everyone lost on the boating accident. But it's just like that safety, that protection. Golly, there's a lot of you guys. Thinks Comics said he has a 3D printer. Yeah. Gonna look into that. Detroit, Chicago, a done man. They have some of the strictest gun laws in the nation. Yep. If we're all going to go exozone, I express my theory. 2012, something was supposed to happen, but something stopped it, and somehow people lost control. You know, you heard the theory about that we're in our own alternate universe. Things have been funky since 2012. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. I live in Oklahoma, so technically I can find one in person to buy. I think I'm just too broke. Oh, man. Maybe we should start a GoFundMe to keep everybody armed. Oh, yeah, we all know those elections were false. How do Omar and AOC get really elected? All of our elections have been false, bro. That's what I'm saying. This whole thing is a narrative. A lot of boating accidents is tragic. Stocking up on state knives. They'll be used as currency in a few years. Anything can happen. I can't read that common sense you did, though. This is not the Getting Data Hotline. VW first voted in 2000, had to show ID, and voted Gore. Yeah, Gore is a Tennessee guy. Wonder how life would be different had he won. Boating act, yep, happens. Draco go brr. Okay, is Draco in the chat? Brutal Morningwood is in the chat. Being as I'm a violent felon, not allowed to have a firearm. Well, I trust that you just follow those laws, and I got to. I will try to, man. I will try to. We'll see. That's why Chicago's going nuts. Now, I think people are pissed off that French actor Juicy Smollett, a brilliant French actor, got off scot-free. Now, I think once you go as long as you do with and the gun laws are still restrictive, but I know they laxed up a little bit. But you go as long as you do, plus in these small urban areas, you just built that culture. It's called Chirac, and I don't know what to do. Hell might beat. Oklahoma's pretty okay. And I don't know if the fire was that duck. No, it's fire emoji. I'm so blind. I don't know if that's reference to. I know you had a little fire issue a few weeks ago. Hell, toxic man flu, aka the Islington girl, should carry their sandwich to term. I don't know. I don't get the reference. Islington girl, you pregnant with a sandwich? Already have a fund going to try to run for governor, so I can help preserve the Second Amendment sectionary they have here. Well, hey, let's support her gubernatorial run. Why not? And everyone's saying hi to Toxic Man Flu, his new name. CERN could have created chaos or the Mandela effect, says worlds are merging. Have you ever seen that weird CERN video? It's real demonic and real crazy. I was a young idiot when I voted for Gore. Both of those motherfuckers were corrupt. I don't think you had a good choice, bro. Oh, man, Brightest Day. What happened to Blackest Night? Love y'all. Stay safe. Have a good night, Brightest Day. And Draco is slang for ACK pistol. I'm not going to say it. Oh, no. Jake D says, check my tips. Just a tip, apparently. This is probably going to be a long podcast, by the way. Oh, hell, Jake D. Appreciate it, man. This is refreshes. I think I saw it. Oh, I got a couple donos. Oh, man. Godzillionaire gave me $10 so you can buy 7 or 8 bullets. He's not lying. That's about the rate. If you're lucky, if I'm lucky, I'll get 7 or 8 bullets off this 10. But thank you, Godzillionaire, either way. And hell, Jake D. He says, hell, Vigilante Williamson or VW. Love your work and honored to call you a friend, sir. Honored to do the same. And also a big fan of your work. We have 25 people. 25 people. Thank you all for being here, man. I really appreciate it. Whoa, is he? I didn't think he was that old. Juicy Smollett is in the original Mighty Ducks. Wow. Isn't that interesting? I thought he was younger. Hell, Eric. I always mess up your name, but I'll just say Eric. And everyone in chat, say hi to everyone in chat. Appreciate it. Firearms, have as many as you can, as much ammo, and be proficient. I would say on the list, even though you do want to have multiples, you really want to have your ammunition and proficiency. That's the if you're better off with one gun that you're really good with and that you're proficient with than having 10 guns and you don't know what you're doing, because each firearm is its own beast. Especially, I know a lot of us are newer to them, so keep that in mind. But as you add proficiency, then add weaponry, and then always have the ammunition, not only to train as far as going on the range, but for security purposes. And always, do your research, and always, prep and learn. Don't take everything from me because I'm not an expert. Find experts, find out information. I think we had Mr. 25 people in there, 27 second ago. CERN is indeed creepy. So Tox. So guess the sandwich is 33rd flavor of Nick Weiser. Preggers with a sandwich reminds me of Mae Young giving birth to a hand. Wrestling thing for those. No, that's what I thought too. The wrestling angle. He's been making chicken sandwich videos. Yeah. So I see. Black is Nice ring lost charge and he became a mercenary. I get it now. I get it. Yes, CERN is very creepy. Nick has 32 flavors and the bitch ain't one. Great going, Kyle. I love it. Hearts for more. Smack the like button. Awesome. It is awesome to see dozens of viewers. Just how this is growing. Like, man, I'm close to 30 on my own. That's insane to me. That's insane. Not keen on giving birth to anything at this point. In this world, I understand that. He's the token black kid in the Mighty Ducks. I remember Mighty Ducks 2 more a little bit. I guess because they had Kel and he had the knuckle puck. Beware that person that only owns one gun. Yeah, if he or she is proficient with it, they do damage. It's a terrible world to raise a chicken sandwich in. Yeah. Being equipped to make your own ammo being filled with machinery may not be the worst idea. It may not, and that may be something else. Toxic Manflu will never guess my secret identity. No, he will not. Mercenary Canyon, and I'll never tell. I'm not snitching. Elbow cough. Disease says, hey, nerds. The nerds say, hey, back. Hey, Disease. Hey, Disease. Oh, got to put the kiddo to bed. Play some Warzone with Toxlot. Yeah. Tell Toxlot I said hi. So Toxlot, bigger brother. If I remember, older brothers. I don't know which one's bigger. Have a good night, Link, and the whole Toxlot family. Appreciate you guys. Terrible world for a chicken sandwich. Challenges everywhere. Vegans and gluten-free, chicken haters, and chicken lovers. You can get eaten. It's hard out here for a chicken sandwich. Shut disease. It's your body. I respect your choice for traditional grilled or bread. For grilled or traditional breaded. The trick is streaming with all the big boys are resting on your laurels. You're what's happening right now. I hope so. I appreciate it. I was a concealed carry instructor for a couple of years. I'm good enough to make sure someone is safe, but I don't know everything. Definitely not the best instructor. But hey, that's better than me. And Gomer says, my sister got pregnant after trying for 20 years. Whoa, that's a long time. But she's a very, very proficient shot. So was the dad, apparently. Oh, I was a little tense. Hopefully you're still here. I see somebody left. Hell, another monster. I'm glad I'm relaxed now. Thank you. I don't know what I was going to do. I don't know what I was going to do. I sense the toxic man flu. There is a toxic man flu. The Islington girls carry sandwich term. Feel lightly disparaged, guys, there. Okay, speaking of disparaged, we talked about how wrestling's got wacky, and I covered this in the video. And this is not just going to be about wrestling. This is going to be about sports in general, how they've fallen off. We all need to see this, not just because it's crazy. We need a palate cleanser. This is only a few weeks old. This is what modern wrestling is. Nancy Pelosi. There we go. Oh, disease. What a evil joke.
Oh, look at this.
It's not done. We're not done.
Sing away. And the fight's on.
Yeah, by God, I'm getting my song in. No matter what.
Look at them laughing. It's still more. We're not done. She's still going.
Oh,
「
It's still more. Hold on.
Well, it is live television. What are you going to do about it?
It's a surreal.
Look at the way she
Bob
hits
Sheeta.
the lady with the
Champion
mic.
Put some knots in her head.
Yeah, we
Okay.
see a lot of things. That was
So, like, pro wrestling used to be cool. Is Liger fan still here? If Liger fan is still here, he can tell you pro wrestling used to be cool. My eyes. Islington girl goes, ha ha ha. He's definitely disease. What does disease say? Oh, after 20 years, you finally got a preggers. Yeah. Gomer is from Tennessee. I'm not yeah, Jesus. Everyone's laughing at disease. Disease pretty evil with that one. Pretty evil with that one. Yeah, I'm very confused. At least they're getting serenaded. That's nice. Even merch, we would never use this for torture. Could not tell you the last time I've been in a rage and spent an entire summer playing. Is it Dick Hunt or Duck Hunt? Just appalled no one's wearing a mask. Fireball, hell Fireball, my partner in culture crime fighting. What the fuck? Yes, Slasher, she's back. I had to bring it back. I found this clip last night. That's AEW Fireball. I was talking about how AEW that's the federation that's supposed to take WWE down. That was the federation that's supposed to be, we're for the people. We're gonna give the fans what they want. Nobody wants that shit. Nobody. You're all normal people, and everyone's reacting like, what in the fuck is Vigilante Williamson showing? I lost people. People left. So somebody else paid for this. This coked up billionaire, Viking, or whatever he is, Adderall up billionaire, who a year ago, that's what the thing is. A year ago, I thought AEW was good. And I'm watching it now, like, it feels like leaving a child for a little bit and coming home and it's a mess. That's what's happened with wrestling. My ears is my eyes, my ears, Vigilante, why? Her again, yeah. Women's wrestling for you. They're not employed for the wrestling. There's that, but it's not just women's wrestling. Oh no. I'll show you. This is what happened when you let too many chicken sandwiches in the world. Very convincing. I'm so by Duck Hunt. That's funny. Hey yo. Oh, Mercenary Killian said that's not me. That's a mercenary, not a vigilante. It's a mercenary. So watch out, Fireballs. It got fake people in the chat. Jens, this is horrendous. Looks so painful. Texas, you would think twice when pulling a gun where everyone can carry a gun legally. Absolutely. Everybody has to think twice. Everybody has to look twice. Look, I watched all the wrestling this time last night, and I don't know what happened. It's terrible. Man, I wanted to see some of it. It's terrible. Cinching Dildo. Don't be rude to my guest and my co-host. Sheesh. Whoa, came in on Dick Hunt. I was just trying to say Duck Hunt. How's it hanging? Yeah, and WWE's worse. That's the thing. That's the reason I'm focusing on them is because they were supposed to be the ones that help us. They was, AEW was supposed to be they were the fandom menace of wrestling. That group before they formed, they were the fandom menace of wrestling. And look what they became. The same fucking thing. How dare you call me normal? I'm sorry. I apologize. Said hell to Jens. Tyrone Beard rigged the vote. Let's see. Worried about Dick Hunt sound like a different party. Be watchable if the girls' fighters were naked. Sometimes they are pretty much. Not as much this one. Last year I watched it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not good. And it's not just wrestling. I showed that clip for comedic effect. Let me try to find something with the men. I don't want to be accused of sex, especially when the men are just as terrible. Let's see. You know what? And I'm going to keep it on AEW because WWE has been trash for years. Don't get me wrong. WWE is probably the worst of the two, but they were the corporate guys. They were the bad guys. They were the evil empire. They didn't act like the rebels. So that's why, I'm going to show Fat Jericho. Let's see. Jeez, I'm trying to show Jericho MJF singing. So you can see what the men what they're providing that's so much better. Maybe this is gonna be it. Okay, Vero. Okay, ad. But yeah, it's not good. Oh, the exploding. You know what? I'll show the exploding ring. I'll do the exploding ring. It's probably better. The exploding ring. I had that in my clip earlier. The exploding ring, AEW. And unfortunately, when I look this up, I can only find somebody who talks about it, but he shows it at the beginning of his video. So I'll show it. I'll show this. This is something they hyped up for weeks, if I remember correctly. Maybe Slash, you guys can correct me. Yeah, WWE doesn't fuck around, but this is AEW. So I mean, the guy, if you see the owner, the 9 days from now, he's on something. So he's a billionaire. He doesn't care. But this is this, extreme ring. It's about to explode. Look at this shit.
Get him out there. Take cover. Get him out there. No.
Look at this shit.
Oh my.
This was a fucking disaster.
Okay.
Not to mention there's no.
And that's commentary. I'm not going to play this video. But yeah, it was a fucking disaster. They booed. This was hyped up as some violent shit. Just some fucking sparklers. And you know something? You said you haven't seen wrestling since Andre the Giant was still there. Nothing of value has been missed. But I'm going to talk about some fundamental sports, some quote-unquote real sports. Let's also talk about basketball. Did you know that the NCAA championship game this past Monday, drew 16.9 million people on CBS? I don't know, you don't, because I don't have it up. Yeah, Baylor versus Gonzaga this past Monday drew 16.9 million views on CBS. 10 million more than the NBA Finals at 7.4 million, which is the all-time low. And I don't know if it's in the article. It shows it shows just a different it lines them up from different years. So in 2019, 2019 it was still an issue because you have 19 million watching college and 15 million watching the NBA. 2018 they did beat the college game. But not in 2017. Some years they were able to beat the college game, some years they weren't. 2016 they were. So they've been competing, but you see the pace from 20 million, 17, 15, that's a decline. Then this past year at 7, there's a decline, and it is not just the wokeness but we all know it is. Similar to this exploding ring, the singing girl, it's a lack of quality. Even the Grammys were halfway down. A lot of this is wokeness, but a lot of it is just garbage. A lot of it's just anger, and this doesn't show this. But the Last Dance, which was a documentary on the Bulls, got like 10 million, average 10 million viewers, which is still more than the NBA Finals, meaning more people care to be nostalgic about basketball, care to watch the past about basketball than watch the present. More people cared about the past of basketball than the present. More people care about college basketball. And college is not, college is big for the tournament, but the rest of the year is not as big of a sport. And even the NFL ratings are down, sports are down, and even if wrestling isn't a sport, it's down. It's just the quality's just not as good. Yeah, and you're right. To be fair, the NCAA Finals only brings in big viewers because so many people are trying to see if they win their office bracket, which is true. But again, the NBA used to hold its own, sometimes lose still, but it used to hold its own. So Jen still says that's what happened when women get in. The male wrestlers start to go soy to make women feel at home with flowers and scented candles. Jen's is on fire. You know what? The only reason I can't say that is a lot of, you know what happened? The men started the soy first and then the women followed. So I'm not sure if you follow wrestling. Yeah, it was last month. I think both of those things were last month. The exploding ring and the shit I just showed to sing. Yeah, because that was March. But really, what happened is the soy started first. Slasher, Liger fan, they could tell you. There was it got soft first, then the women showed up, and then there's still good women that can wrestle, but and women that look good, and you would think they would combine that, but no, they don't want to show the women as sexual. They got to show them as important. You can show both. if you want to. But the men got soy first. That's the order it went if you follow wrestling, because there was a lot more jokey shit, a lot more flippy shit where everything's a joke. That's how you got the girls singing. Everything's funny, everything's hilarious, and nothing serious. And then you allow a lot of that soy to get in. So you're right in a lot of cases, but just the order ended up happening. And that happened in the comic industry too. You had, oh man, you all these soy ass creators trying to simp for pussy to keep it a buck, and they let a bunch of crazy feminists in, these fat beard cucks, to quote EVS. I should probably put that clip up as well. But yeah, especially since it looked like Funk Anita exploding ring match from the 90s. Disease, better pay that child support. I'll call Maury Gonzaganer. That's it's Mercenary Kings and Culture Casino. Who knows? I mean, with a name of Morning Wood, he's talking about the Dick Hunt thing. Let's see. Up such a dildo. Goodness, a lot of people are. You guys are so active in the chat. I'm not going to be able to get to you. I'm gonna retire when I hit 69, or should it be 420? Oh man, I figured Baylor would choke. I did too, because it's having that. It's so hard. There's a reason that the Patriots lost the Super Bowl where they had 17, could have won perfect season. The the Warriors lost the championship where they could have had the best record and the championship the same year. There's a lot of pressure on that when you have to do that. Left sports completely except hockey. So you're still watching hockey. Still watching hockey. There you go. That's better than nothing. Last Dance was indeed great. It was indeed great. Old as the hills. You're only as old as you feel. And yeah, most people do love Jordan. Most people do. Queen James, I'm just going to say it, has ruined it for everyone. Shouts about liberal agenda, but doesn't give a fuck about Hong Kong and China. Hypocrite. Yeah, extreme hypocrite. At this point, I just expect Eric K to show up in 5. If Eric K shows up, that'll be hilarious. All right, good night, Cinch Dildo. All right, gotta go to sleep, getting up early. Have another great one, chat. Hell VW. Don't be so mean to Matt. Buzz, because he's such a dildo. And off he goes. LeBron just said no one will be talking about his. Oh, LeBron just said no one will be talking about his shoes decades after he retires. Nobody talks about his shoes after they come out. There's a few models. There's a few, like I think LeBron 8s are kind of popular. But outside of that, I don't think most of them did. Doesn't explain the J-pop singer. The J-pop singer is because this. You know why that J-pop singer is? There's a wrestler who helps run that. They have that organization AEW called Kenny Omega. Again, he's a good wrestler at something. Well, he's had good matches. I don't know, because he has a lot of weird shit. But he likes it. It's just like what I said. There's the soy people came in first, and then they bring that shit in. So there's this guy that works there who's one of the heads of the guys. He wants this J-pop shit, so therefore it's there. It's not because she obviously existed beforehand, but he brought her in. He brings all these weird people in. Used to work for Bet Us, and college basketball and college football were always bigger than the majors. Yeah. College sports are always betted on a lot more because there's a lot more variance. The upset can happen a lot more. Oh, Mercenary Williamson pulls off his mask. It is indeed Robert. It is indeed Robert. Jeez, you guys are so active in the chat. I miss Rowdy Piper as well, and everybody should check out They Live. They Live is a documentary as far as I'm concerned. The Pink Ropes was truly the beginning of the end. Yeah, they start to do that with the Susan G. Komen stuff. Disease, you're not Disease. This is a good person. There's so much love. So much love in the chat. I love you guys. And yeah, speaking of They Live, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Yeah. Ooh, Hell Glenser. ESPN Classic, better than nothing. ESPN Classic used to be the shit. I used to love ESPN Classic. Don't watch hockey, follow the scores. Baylor, meh, just a diploma mill. All these colleges are just diploma mills, even the Ivy League ones. And an expensive diploma mill, yep. No problem. Lots of trolls forming an FNT chat who can't get over the ZS crap. You know what? I understand being pissed about it. I just don't understand being trolled. You can have your feelings. Everybody is going to have their feelings. Such a dildo still here. But peace out, man. But if you feel some type of way about how the Zack Snyder thing, I get it. It's a video game, Saints Row 4 that has Keith David as himself. His nightmare in the game is fighting Roddy Piper. Left way longer at that than it should. Hell, Ogre Squasher. Greetings all. Wonder why World of Sports did I miss? Oh man. 101 reasons why Jets piece of rock. I hope. As a Ogre Squasher's insane. He just donated $101.01. It doesn't say anything. I guess this is a super chat. Ogie, I love you so much, man. Please let me know if I can send you something. I owe you my life. You funded this channel. You're not alone because we got super chats earlier from Jake D and Gazillionaire. And we get super chats from other people as well. All of you guys have, a lot of you guys have chipped in. And even if you haven't, you've shown up. And yeah, thank you so much. Ogre Squash. And Jets Pizza does work, even though I'm trying to get a little healthy. I actually made a smoothie for the first time. And John Carpenter, he was pretty much a genius, especially with that movie. And yeah, 24/7, it's an honor to have you on the show. Hopefully, yeah, you come back. They Live was accidentally historically accurate. And Roddy Piper said something about They Live. I think he said like, hey, that's accurate, or it's a documentary. He said something along those lines, not too far away from him passing, just saying. Carpenter's my favorite director. Okay, yeah. What I like about John Carpenter, I can't help it, is being the synth head, the fucking Juno, the keyboards and shit that he played himself in the soundtracks. Man, that's what really is like the thing with me and Carpenter. So I'm a huge fan of his work, but those soundtracks are really the thing for me. That's just me being a music guy. John Carpenter's made some favorite all-time movies. I love They Live. John Carpenter should be required. Yeah, a little bit of a love fest with Carpenter. And yeah, there's also so many more games to bet in college. Very true. Another monster. And yes, Just Pizza is the bomb. I'm not sure if it's available. I know it's available in the Carolinas and of course back home in Michigan. So if Islington girl wants to hop across the border to get Jets Pizza, is fairly easy. In fact, God, I don't want to dox myself anymore. You owe me nothing. Thank you for the great channel. Well, thank you, bro. If ever you need anything, man, I got you. Yeah, you are the man. Ogre Squasher, man, I can't thank you enough. And I really appreciate it. Another monster. I came to kick ass and chew bubblegum. Damn it. Got in there beat me. Wait, I'm on delay. It's okay. Tox, I'm a Jets Pizza junkie. When I was back not too far from where Islington girl is, when I called Jets Pizza, they told me the total. They didn't even let me talk because they already had call ID. They already knew who it was. They already knew what my order was. That's insane. I picked it up $6.35 because it was a small pepperoni pizza, the square one. Excuse me, the square ones, obviously. Jennifer Carpenter says, Mercenary Kingston. Okay, now I'm live. There we go. Ogre Squash and asking Fireball, how's the move coming? I'll let him talk about it. Don't want to say anything. Have not had good pizza since I moved away from New Jersey. Where'd you move to? Because good pizza is not everywhere, man. I've noticed that from moving in the South. Even no disrespect to the South, just not as good as it is in the Midwest as far as pizza. Man, is it the border locked? That's I didn't mean to do that. Had to swim across because it's all locked. That sucks. What? LOL. Talking about the Cisco thing. Young Ripper talked about the insane conditions. Oh yeah, I have seen some of that shit. Man, Canadians used to come across the border and party and shit all the time. I guess that shit's done. That shit is done. All right, let's move on with the podcast. We talked a little bit about how sports is falling off. It's really sad. I talked about wrestling. It's really sad. A lot of these things are masculine things. We talk about the entertainment industry. Not all of the whole entertainment is actually, for all people. When we talk about comic books and a lot of nerd culture, a lot of things that were mostly men, and that's not entirely true. Doctor Who had a huge female fan base. And we know how Aquaman and certain things with Henry Cavill. Nothing wrong with women getting eye candy, but they don't even want women to get eye candy. Here's Robert Pattinson. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't get eye candy. So yeah, they're trying to destroy the human condition in every way possible. And entertainment has, is one of the first battlegrounds for that, to where anything that's masculine is wrong. Sports are wrong. Wrestling, which was, a bunch of macho guys screaming, is now fucking J-pop singers. Fucking basketball and football, which were about sports and about meritocracy, are now Black Lives Matter activist hubs. That's what happened to sports. That's what happened. Any comic book, everything's problematic. Fucking Jordan Peterson's the Red Skull. This is insane. It's insane. But what do we do about it? And that's a good question, because there's lots of ways to go about it. David Almasy, he thinks we should do, as far as he's calling on conservatives not to boycott these companies, the Disneys, the fake books, and all these other companies that are taking a hard left Marxist stance. He says go the other route. David Almasy, the vice president of the National Center for Public Policy Research, called on conservatives to abandon the idea of boycotting mega corporations and buy in. Disney, fake book, and others instead become activist investors. Look, it's not a dumb idea, because that's kind of how we got into the situation. Activist investors, a lot of them are super rich bankers, but who wanted policies over money. That's a very much a part of it. I worry. I talked about wrestling. WWE doesn't always listen to their investors, and they lie to them. And so does Disney. So I don't know if this will work. But in an article published by the Daily Signal, Almasy, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the brother's name, cites his recent interaction with Disney CEO Bob Chapek during an annual investor meeting. I wonder if he was the one who asked that question. Oh, he was the one who asked that question. Almasy, he asked, it's clear that there's a new blacklist punishing conservatives in the entertainment industry. Disney Plus, Pedro Pascal actors, and Gina Carano did not tweet similar analogies of current politics to Nazi Germany, because Pedro Pascal literally called anyone who didn't agree with him a Yahtzee. Gina Carano let you know that the balkanization that went before the Yahtzees is what's happening now. Those are two different points, but that would never be, we have to, talk about the talking points. Even people who are quote unquote hashtag conservative, hashtag on our side, if you believe in that shit, because I'm in the libertarian space, so kind of like in the middle, I guess. I don't know. But Carano, who's considered conservative, was fired from The Mandalorian. Only Carano, who was considered a conservative, was fired from The Mandalorian. Regarding Disney and the blacklist, is this is the way? Question mark. So this guy is the guy who asked that question, I thought it was just a random investor. Apparently, he was a high-ranking dude. What is he again? President of the National Center for Public Policy Research. Sounds kind of like a scam company. Whatever. And then Chapek, in his canned bullshit response, says, I don't really see Disney as characterizing itself as left-leaning or right-leaning. That you know what? You know what, Bob Chapek? On the account that you don't see Disney as left-leaning or right-leaning.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
So that's not true. Values that are universal, values of respect, values of decency, values of integrity, and values of inclusion. Again,
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
so sorry if there's echoes there, because sometimes there's echoes when I use the clips, but yeah, those are lies. And there's more lies. I'm not gonna keep playing the clip. After citing this interaction, Almasy notes that his organization, the Free Enterprise Project at the National Center of Public Policy Research, has had some small wins in the past. Almasy claims previous interaction between the Free Enterprise Project and corporate executives have led Disney admitting that commentator Joy Behar insulted Christians, forcing her to publicly apologize, and Time Warner's committing to more objectivity at CNN with subsequent resignations of 3 producers. You didn't really help with Time Warner and CNN. Apple CEO Tim Cook asserting that environmental goals are more important to him than shareholding investments. Oof. Then why are you, if environmental goals are more important to Apple, wouldn't the environment of your workers be more important? The ones that still remember the Foxconn shit, people hopping in nets, shit like that still goes on. The vice president goes on a call for conservatives to begin investing in these major corporations, even if it's just one stock. He notes if conservatives begin voting with their shares in large numbers like the left does, CEOs may realize it's no longer worth doing the woke less political bidding and focus instead on improving their respective companies. Maybe, or they could just take the funding and lie. Like politicians, CEOs are influenced by those who bend their ears. Boycotts are ineffective. Engagement is key. It's key to conservatives' effectiveness in the corporate culture wars. I'm sick of playing the corporate wars. Like, we don't. This can go on forever. My disagreement is fuck Disney. You know what I mean? My disagreement is I don't like. One of the reasons, and I should have covered it more with the sports story. One of the reasons I think we have the issue with sports and all of this stuff is there's an entitlement of institutions existing. We act as if, well, Disney has always existed, therefore it will always exist. Sports have, a lot of the people, LeBron James, he acts as if the NBA can't die because it's always existed in his life. People who are the ones who gave that goofy wrestling show I played, they act as if wrestling can't die. The milkman died. You understand? Everything dies. None of us are going to make it out of this thing alive. None of us are. So I don't see this need to you have to fight to play the corporate world. Just buy into these big companies and make sure they stay. No, fuck them. I want them not here anymore. That's my point. I don't want these companies to exist anymore. I want them to go the way of Kmart. So that's my fight back to this idea. But you guys in the chat, let me know. You may understand it. And it's not an illogical thinking, because how the hell do you get rid of these companies? What's more practical? What's more logical? There is probably more practicality and logic and investing. You know what? And Bounty actually asked some questions. Sounds like a great idea. There are a few problems. Probably the biggest problem is I think that these boards and the idea of these boards and CEOs actually care about what conservative activist investors think. I'm of the opinion they truly don't care and will ignore what they have to say. I agree with that opinion. These people in control of these companies are, in my opinion, ideologues, and they would just put that first and foremost. I agree. You would have to pull a Bruce Wayne from Batman Begins and take over the majority control of the companies to get rid of these people. That's not saying it's worth trying, because I believe it is. And that's the clip. This is another good point. Another roadblock to actual engagement of conservatives. Dan Hoof points out in this piece for Breitbart, these corporate entities boycotts did not work. Points to Nike. Well, you know what? The boycott of that Nike, that damn devil shoe, had an impact. But boycotts of Coca-Cola didn't work. They told you be less white. People still bought more Coke. If conservatives and those opposed to wokeness affecting these corporations can't effectively boycott these companies, how do they imagine they'll be able to take over these companies as investors? That's a really good point. That's a really good point. So I don't see that really. I don't see that working, man. I don't see it working. Rich folks never lie. Yeah. Let's see. Liquor stores are closed in Texas on Sundays. If you don't know, well, I'm in the Carolinas. It's already the case, so that's nothing new. Country nerd could plow a field and tell folks useless information about all of our pop culture. So Coast Guard will have little effort in dragging me out of the water. I have no land border here, guys. I know there's jets in the water if you try to cross the border. I taught all Texans, Tennessee had your back 200 years ago. We have it, meow. Tennessee and Texas, those be some of the few free states. Same here. I'm a country girl nerd who's an encyclopedia of useless info. And so am I. And I just started a channel. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Yeehaw indeed. But only afternoon really sucks on NFL Sundays. Well, did when I cared about the NFL. Yeah, I can imagine if you cared. That matters. Disease never dies. Hell, disease. Hating on Kmart. No disrespect to Kmart. It just disappeared. Even though, you know something, I know there's not as many Kmarts in, the U.S., but I went to a Kmart in Australia. It was one of the nicest buildings I've ever been in. It was like a fucking Nordstrom's or something. Had good commercials. Shit my bed. One, okay. I mean, if Kmart's still around, cool. But I mean, they used to be Walmart, and they're not. For Disney, it's a matter how much longer will this mess go on? How much that money will they need to borrow? Scroll down. The burger is making me hungry. I'm sorry, bro. I got a tan and kept drinking Coca-Cola. Yeah, Coca-Cola is addictive. During World War II, less than 1% of people in occupied countries resisted. Yeah. That's the real issue. That's going to be the issue long term. If it bleeds, we can kill it. That's also true. Lived in New Jersey, but for 5 months, the food was amazing, though. Yeah. In Poland, they had all the camps. It's almost 30%. How about that? Make the company do masculine action stuff by watching masculine action stuff like Scott Adkins films. I'm not familiar with Scott Adkins. I grew up in New Jersey. There's some food that doesn't exist anywhere else. That's the thing about like even in Detroit, there's food that exists in Detroit that's nowhere else. Following on Mines. I've had some issues with Mines, man. It's fucking Mines. I seen, like I said, I seen the actual alt-right Mines taking me back a little bit. Sleepy Joe that note that most of the criminals get their guns illegally, right? He's basically making people helpless and unable to defend themselves. Oh, now I see what he's doing. Yeah. Yep. It's all the access to pretty much all the food you want. Yeah. After World War II, 83% of the French population belonged to the resistance. It's funny how that timeline worked. Like 1%, and then in certain areas where it's worked in Poland, there's 30%, and then after it was done, 80%. Isn't it funny how that works? It's like until it gets at your front door, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't know if conservative investing, angel investing, or activist investing is the answer. I think boycotts are still the answer. You have to. One boycott is not going to do it. You have to cut off. It's been easy to cut off fake book for me. I haven't had fake book in years. I only have social media for this channel, and I only have shitter. A lot of you have followed me. You can still find me on Twitter. You can still follow me on Minds. I don't have a Instagram. I may get a TikTok if these shorts ever work. I may put them on TikTok. I don't know, but it's very easy to get rid of social media. We all have to figure which of these companies can we get rid of out of our life, and which of these companies can we eliminate or lower out of our life. We all have to do it, and I think that's it's going to take effort, but we all have to do it. All I know is every Friday we have 6K people in the chat of all races, creeds, disagree, but 90% of us truly care for one another, never met each other or heard each other's voices, but we get along. It's more than 6K. A lot of times it's 7 or 8K. Or close to 8K in the chat. And a lot of us can remember when it was like 2 or 3, not too long ago, maybe 7 or 8 months ago. And it keeps growing. It's going to be 10K. It's going to be 15K in the chat. It's going to be like, hey, if you didn't see your super chat, you ain't going to get read. It's like the Tim Pool show now. It's huge. Huge. I call bullshit a narrative. You and me both, bro. You and me both. Speaking of narrative, speaking of bullshit, man. And I did a video about this at the time when it first got announced. The Powerpuff Girls. They're back. We all asked for this, didn't we? Maybe I should almost play the video that I played. I made just the beginning of the video because I really caught this thing. But my only thought when I see a live action Powerpuff Girls is, Why? Like, why is this happening? Why? Why do we need this to exist? Why do we need a live action Powerpuff Girls? And in case you missed it, Chloe Bennett, Dove Cameron, and Yana Perrault has been cast as Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, respectively. I've never heard of any of these women. And Donald Faison of Scrubs fame has been cast as Professional Utonium. So not only is he a race swap, he's also the evil patriarch because they resent being superheroes. That's the gimmick. And there's little shadows. And these pics have somehow got me more excited. This is BuzzFeed's coverage. I just want to show BuzzFeed's terrible site. Look at these outfits. Doesn't this look fun? Doesn't this look fun? Why does Buttercup, her body just looks misshapen in this picture? At least this woman with the pink hair has her mask on. And even though she's not quite a redhead, I guess brunette, they did not just take Blossom and make her black. They made Buttercup black. Or You know, I'm light skin. I ain't gonna say anything. She looks like a 4-year-old. Jeez. Professor Utonium, which looks 100% on brand. This looks awesome. Now, I will say I did not quite expect these outfits, which are reminiscent of the cartoons they're based on, because they don't quite fit in the grittier direction the reboot is going in. Did you want a gritty reboot of the Powerpuff Girls in which they were all gritty and they cared about they were so angry about being superheroes? Remember, this is a pilot, so there could be a flashback to who they were and not a reflection of who they currently are. So all the information we have, no news on the premiere date, and I'll know once you know it. In fact, I'm gonna look for something to hopefully I'm allowed to play this thing and not get claimed, but I want to play. This was predicted by Animation Domination like 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm gonna pull it up. Play to you guys what I think the show is going to look like. Unfortunately, okay, let's get it up there. This is what we're in store. This is predicted 7 years ago, and it was done as a joke. No one thought this would be real, but unfortunately, it is. So this is what the Powerpuff Girls will look like.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice. These were the ingredients the professor combined to make the perfect little girls. But then, he accidentally added another chemical. Narcissism. No longer were these the perfect little girls. They were in their mid-20s, in New York City. HBO's Powerpuff Girls!
Listen to this shit.
Hey, bitch, what are you up to? I'm sort of eating and blogging. Want to get a drink later? I've got a thing. What thing? You know, a thing. Downtown, I don't know. It might be an art thing. It's for a guy. How's the guy? We fucked a bunch last night, but I'm not sure I like him. Are you guys doing anal yet? Fuck, are you seeing this? Yeah. Meet you in 5? I gotta put on makeup. I'm not fighting without makeup. I mean, today's a makeup day. PMS? Yeah.
No longer just content to fight crimes. Watch them look at their body fat, exercise, and then binge eat. Watch them form relationships that last for weeks at best. HBO's Powerpuff Girls.
Can't you wait?
Shit. Buttercup? Oh, hey. I tried texting you.
Sorry, my phone was off.
Did you not see the huge dinosaur attacking the city?
Look, I understand that you two have all the time in the world to fight crime, but my life doesn't fit into these little compartments, okay? It keeps going, and I don't know where it's going, but it's going. Now it's like, what am I? What is this? What are we fighting for?
You want to get a drink?
Girl wants this version.
HBO's
Well, you're gonna
Powerpuff
get
Girls. Very little fighting, lots of complaining combined with small, witty, life-affirming lessons. Go and fly. Yeah, they still fly.
Okay, so Isn't the Girl gives a hot take. She wants this version. I'm not sure if it's for comedy purposes or does she want the Powerpuff Girls to be TikTok thoughts come to life. I'm not sure. Used to love Scrubs before Bradford became some woke. Henry Cavill was Johnny Cage. I think Ryan Reynolds would be the best guy for that. Don't know if you'll get either. And you're probably not going to get Johnny Cage at all, honestly. To just keep it at 100%. I don't see Johnny Cage showing up. I don't see Johnny Cage walking through that door. Sorry. If you haven't already, please click like, because the like button helps us, man. The like button helps us a ton. And cringe as fuck. Yeah. I'm sorry to create so much cringe. Powerpuff Girls, J-pop singers, wrestling, but this is modern entertainment. I feel like Keanu would be a better Johnny Bravo. Whoa. He's not as buff. You got to be super jacked to be Johnny Bravo. Vigilante. So now Captain Williamson. Okay. So now the mercenaries going on. We have a captain. I love the alternate logos. It makes it. I'm tickled pink about the alternate logos, man. 33 must save the chat. Up and away. I'm not sure if that's an Illuminati reference. Question mark. Yeah. Moira Kitty. Shocking, right? Now, that is a joke, but unfortunately, I think that's the direction we're going to get from the show, because they are doing a show. The show is real. That was a joke, but I do think that's going to be the direction we're going to get. You want Powerpuff Girls? Is that like a Girls Ren and Stimpy reboot? Yeah. So it looks more like cheap cosplay or sexy Hollywood outfits, sexy Halloween outfits. Doesn't even look sexy. Brutal Morning Wood. Pop-Up Girls spoof was as good as WandaVision. Yeah. Hell, hi Moira. I don't know what these emojis look like. Cavill should be James Bond. I think he's still too big to play James Bond. I would say Tom Hardy. And I know that's an unpopular position because everyone loves Cavill. I just think he's so, unless he's smaller than Justice League. And I know a lot of people say Man from Uncle was a good movie that shows he can be James Bond, and it may. He just is so like he's legit a body, like not the modern super freak bodybuilders, but they have this division I think called Classic Physique, where they try to look like older bodybuilders. He's legit in that division size. Like he's big. He's a big motherfucker. He's just, I think he's too big to play Bond. Where's Chun-Li? Good point. Like someone did a parody, but the parody is real, man. It's real, unfortunately. Yeah, lick that like button. Oh, Jennifer Cisco's getting dirty. Less cringy. Kenny Omega had a great match with a blow. Yeah, it actually is a fun match, and I know that video, and I was okay with it at the time. I didn't know it would lead to this. I thought, oh, this is cute. This is okay. It's funny. And I didn't know it would lead to it being normalized. That's the thing. You give an inch and they take them out. It wasn't woke enough. It was more cynical and dark, which made me laugh. The live action won't be that. I don't know. It will be cynical and dark and woke. It's a gritty reboot. It will be all those things. It'll be all those things. Yeah, and Kota Ibushi had a match with the dial, which was pretty cool. Does everyone still look the same in Kentucky? Went to a Walmart once. I swear they were all related. I hear that about Utah. Some of your opinions are odd, but I support your truth. Disease. You know what opinions do you think are odd? Toxic Man Flu. You're using your government name, which I'm not used to. I'm used to all the funny names. What opinions do I have that you think are odd? I'm not going to change them. I just like to know. I like to know because I would like to know what you guys think is weird and that you guys would like to, either me expound upon or you disagree with it. Nothing wrong with disagreement. As you guys said, we don't always agree. And I don't want to just go think. I don't want to echo chamber. One of the things that me bringing up that damn clip with that crazy banshee singing is the reason that exists is because there's a damn echo chamber at that company. They were afraid of an echo chamber in WWE because there is one. Then they just create another fucking echo chamber and solve nothing and just fuck the sport up and ruin any chance it had. So I don't want an echo chamber. So let me know what the fuck you're like. Hey, Vigilante, you're crazy on this. Cynical and woke do work sometimes because you're cynical of everyone who's not woke. Like they don't understand. You have to kill them all with our superpowers. That you can get something like that. You fair those matches with the one on Omega and a 9-year-old girl were in DDT, which is more of a niche-like promotion, absolutely. But again, unfortunately, that niche became more normalized. It was fine in a niche. It was fine for what it was. Yeah, I think Tom Hardy is Bond. I just think he's too. Maybe you're right. Tom Hardy, is he too ugly to play Bond? Maybe I should just go with the conventional wisdom and go with Henry Cavill. Maybe it is Henry Cavill. Another thing, you know what? Part of me not wanting him as Bond is I still kind of want him as Superman. Still want him as Superman. And I know that there's a chance that doesn't happen, but I really think he can do Superman. If he got the Superman movie that I think he deserves, he can really pull it off. And as a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to add that story to the things I cover. There's a story about a Justice League coming back. But you know what? Before we do that, let's talk about affirmative action potentially leading to death. Venom Bond or Bane Bond, I guess. Tom Hardy is way better looking than Daniel Axeface. I'm not sure who Daniel Axeface is. Need to head out. Need to leave the chat in your capable hands. All right, guys, just another red shirt. Have a good night, bro. And guys, it's all up to you. Kyle Donegan to play Bond. That's just an odd choice. I'm not saying it's wrong. Oh, for Hardy. Hardy's an odd choice. He's got to be a Brit to me. So that's why I go with Hardy. And that's just really, you know what? I'll be honest. It's not that I don't want Henry Cavill to play Bond. I don't think he can. I just feel like there's better. And I just feel like, I don't know. I think Tom Hardy could do it. I could be wrong. Take care. Cavill has The Rock on his side. Yeah, I think Henry Cavill's going to get another shot at Superman. I don't think they're going to get him to go away. Chris Pratt, again, I'd rather Brit. Jordan Peterson, he's already the Red Skull. Have a great one, Red Shirt. Daniel Craig. I did not like Daniel Craig's run as Bond. He gave us one good one and a bunch of crap. So where are we gonna go? Let's go with the affirmative action now. Get into the other stuff. I knew this was going to be a longer podcast. Already 11. Probably got another hour left if you guys are willing. Hell, Killy Child. What's going on in the world today? You know what's going on? Your life being in the hands of woke ass hiring practice. United Airlines announces diversity goals. Twitter responds with mockery. Next, please hire blind pilots. Well, of course they expose with mockery. United Airlines was roasted on social media after vowing that 50% of the company's pilots will be women or people of color over the next decade. Meaning, pilots, the people who fly you, will not be chosen by their merits and their quality and all the things that they should be because of the, risk of death. No, they're going to be chosen by their race and what they have between their legs. Yeah, that more balkanization. And this is risky. No, your pilots should reflect the absolute best of the best, no matter the race or gender. Nobody's committed to diversity they willingly choose to board a plane piloted by someone who got the job through affirmative action, says Matt Walsh. Not only that what this does is make like all affirmative action does, it makes it worse for whatever group they're trying to champion. Because I've talked about this once, I'll talk about it again. If you're in, what is it? As far as colleges goes, this is how affirmative action affects Black kids in college. And this is a Thomas Sowell quote. So I'm not sure how accurate the statistics still are, but they were accurate as of within the past 10 years. This statistic has been cited. So the Black kids at MIT are in the top 10% in math in the country, meaning these are some of the smartest kids in the country at MIT, the Black kids, but they're also in the bottom 10% at MIT because they're overbooked. And if you saw a few weeks ago, if you were a college professional, you complain about that. Oh, you're racist, right? So they put Black kids in positions to fail just so they can fap to this and feel better because they're allies, getting Black people into worse situations. Where again, these are the top 10% of math these kids are in, so they can go to a much less intensive college and thrive. But no, they have to be pushed ahead, and that principle pushes forward, it goes down. So everybody gets pushed a level up beyond their capabilities, and then they get put in position to fail. And if you fail them, you're a bigot. That's what happened. That's what's happening in colleges. Applying that logic to this, where you now have a bunch of people will look down on Black and women pilots because they say, "Oh no, this is an affirmative action hire." You know what I'm saying? Oh no, And what about the ones who actually are qualified, who actually have merit? Now that their merits are more questioned than they would have been, because we have to be allies. We have to help the poor N-words and poor women. They're not. It's bullshit. You're making it worse for everybody. If you want to do this, aren't there other ways? Aren't there other ways of making sure there are more well-trained individuals from a more diverse pool? It's complete bullshit. And this is the actual tweet that United said. Our flight deck should reflect a diverse group of people on board our planes every day. That's why we plan for 50% of the 5,000 pilots we train in the next decade to be women or people of color. Learn more, apply now. And I saw my man Ogre Squasher, because he's let me see. The first guy say there was a good Daniel Craig Bond movie that I missed one. I liked Casino Royale. Disease for Bond. I know Jennifer Sisko for Moneypenny. Femmer says, are they really going to risk killing thousands, counting where the planes fall on civilians by doing this political race bullshit? Affirmative action, stupid as shit. You earn not to receive. Yes. So now hopefully we get Disease to play James Bond. Country Bond it is. And so Disease is back. I'm glad Disease is back. Why aren't there any paraplegic pilots, bigots in there? Jennifer Cisco for Moneypenny, or Islington Girl can be Moneypenny's up there. Most are already women. They need more men. Is that the case? I know Ogre Squasher, apparently he the pilot of the Skies, he interviewed twice at United. I don't want to dox myself, but I've dealt with United in a different capacity, and they suck in that capacity I deal with them with. But I've already shown my picture yesterday. I don't want to put myself out there what industry I work in. This would be the United Airlines, the company United Airlines. So if you fly United over the next 10 years, you're going to have an affirmative action pilot. So keep that in mind. Bond needs to be a Brit, or at least someone who can pull off a British accent. Now he has to be a Brit. I don't think any American can do it. No problem with Bond being whatever race. Asian explained by making him from Hong Kong. Is that you can you can play around with the race of Bond. He has to be a male. He has to be a straight male though. He has to be a straight male, and he has to be a I would say, if not a natural born Brit, if you do get a like an Asian Hong Kong, like he just has to have a natural British accent or natural accent. Just confirming my driving myself everywhere bias. How dare you think for yourself? How dare you think for yourself, you bigot. Captain Williamson. Fear not, my vigilante prime friend. Your justice will shine bright for another hour. Cool. Cavill's not getting a Superman film, or if it's going to happen, it would be involving Supergirl saving Superman at the end. That is plausible. But I don't know if he's going to get a Superman film. I think you're right on that, but I think he's going to get a chance to play Superman. I'm going to talk about this DCEU story I actually haven't read next. And then if not that, I think The Rock is going to put him in fucking Shazam 2. And I don't think there's anything DC or Warner Brothers can do about it, because Rock doesn't fuck around when it comes to contracts, and he's already involved. He already has 4 movies altogether that he will have produced after the next couple of years. He produced the first Shazam. He producing this Black Adam, and that's going to be a big movie for DC. And then he's going to produce the sequels for both of those movies. And if you got a guy, just, there's no way he did that for anything less than 9 figures. It didn't happen. Not to star in a couple of those movies. There's no way that happened for anything less than 9 figures. So even though they got $500 million in J.J. Abrams, it's hard to believe they got anything less than $100 million into The Rock. And so they're going to have to, they're trying to serve 2 masters. Maybe more than that. They're going to have to do something. I think I'll make a good Spider-Man, but I'm 6'2". Well, hey, it's better than having a 4-foot sawed-off Spider-Man. I do not like Tom Holland. Hello, humans and other critters. Just back to the bird den. Wearing my Coca-Cola tea. Yeah. Shout out to Snorter Q Bird, who bought a Coca-Cola tea from the Vigilante Williamson store, which, if the chat, the StreamYard doesn't show the stream, what is it, the Teespring? It should be. I don't think I was smart enough to put it in the description, but here's the Teespring anyway. So if you want to get a Coca-Cola t-shirt, or if you want to get the logo t-shirt, it's finally up. Please go to my Teespring. You can get a logo t-shirt. And if you're Ogre Squasher, you want anything, let me know, and I'll make sure you get it for free. But yeah, when was there ever a diversity problem in airline staff? Yeah, there's a good point about that. But they're not pilots, so we got to make sure the people that fly our plane are not based upon their merit. Oops, I almost put the Z's in timeout trying to click on this. Don't make me ever come to KY. I hope you mean Kentucky and not the jelly, or else that would be very, very awkward. I don't know what the hell you and Jennifer Cisco are talking about. Only 5'3", short, fun size. Yeah, you guys keep that conversation to yourself. I'm just teasing you both. Islington Girl, to be fair, the 60s and 70s had all the Chad male pilots and hot blonde Bilbo stewardesses. That was a long time ago. Well, I do think a lot of stewardesses are bimbos, but the pilots are more soy. Denzel Washington saying everyone on that plane say the same as Samuel. So did Samuel L. Jackson from Snakes. Yeah. Flight deck, because they can't call it cockpit. That's actually the case. Fortunately, the union didn't have any real influence. Well, you know what? You're probably better off doing what you're doing than dealing with United. They could never admit they could use more men. No, because women better. Hey, Redman and Method Man got into Harvard fair and square, and how high by growing green. You know what? If you were able to grow weed that was so good enough that you had a friend and cheat on the test, You deserve to go to Harvard. You deserve it. You deserve it. Clap, 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 clap. I'm not gonna. That's a wrestling thing. Sorry, guys. I used to do the power plant stuff. Ran away from that industry. Yeah, understood. Crash, go to planes. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, man. I think of myself more of a Spider-Man, Deadpool, or Morph due to my amazing sense of humor. Now I'm in deja vu land. This is all deja vu. We've done this before. Because this part, Mercenary King said, just trolled on Nick Weiser's channel. Hell, we live in a society with less men and weak defenses. We will all be screwed. Look at China. They're a country of historic military geniuses. Not only do they see the stupidity and BS, I think they're a part of it. They have a lot of links in a lot of our colleges, a lot of our media, a lot of our tech companies. We are indeed fucked. Yeah, they've won. The international bakers have picked China over us, over the West. Black Adam, you mean? No, it's going to be called Black Adam. The movie's going to be Black Adam. The comics can do whatever the fuck they want. The movie's already confirmed as Black Adam, not Shaz Adam. When are they going to let women pilot the plane while doing her nails, taking on 2 phones? Yeah, Tom Holland, man. I'm not a fan. Oh, jizz Adam. Real rude, real rude. I honestly think Black Adam is gonna suck. I'm a huge Justice Society fan. The Rock screwed them. There were black members of the JSA who were good and fun. Why not use them fucking ass? So yeah, they're doing the I got a lot of heat from the Hoteps too when I talked about the Black Hawkman. The Hoteps were pissed at that. Yeah, straight out of college, got out many years ago, still get calls. Dang, you win there, didn't you? Went where? I'm sorry, I get lost. And Jennifer Cisco with the little demon emoji. So I'm not sure what disease was referencing. Hell, Eric K did show up. A little later than 5 minutes, but he did show up. Hell, Eric K, the Wrench King. Appreciate it. Didn't see Eric K in just another red shirt at the same space at the same time. Chinese James Bond would not be a great idea. He will look a bit like he did and You Only Live Twice. Maybe. I'm tired of this motherfucking diversity on this motherfucking plane. Yeah, get this diversity off of this plane. Yeah. How do we know who the pilots are? We never see them. Very good point. I mean, you do if you hop on a plane. Sometimes with glances you can kind of see them. Hell, Mercenary Kingston saying hey to Eric K. Everyone's saying hey to Eric K. Airlines are really needing mechanics, and pilots is only going to get worse. Yeah. Another thing about this, always adding women to stuff. Women love the ladies, but it's forcing you into things that you may or may not be interested. Why not make things that women already? Because women and men are different, and that's okay. It's okay. There's no 2 snowflakes alike. It's okay to be different. Things don't have to be equivalent because everybody doesn't want equivalent things, and non-equivalency does not mean superiority. Could be a pineapple flying the plane. Could be a fucking robot flying the plane. Who knows? That's going to be next. LOL. Let's see. I heard that one flavor of Nick Weiser's Chunky Monkey, and it hurts. Ugh. Yeah, when Nick Weiser has to pump that out. Some of the majors sending wide-body maintenance, heavy sea checks overseas to China. We're going to talk about some checks going other places. I was referencing. Oh, the KY comment. There you go. But no, I haven't actually been. I've been through Kentucky, but I haven't actually been there. No, I haven't actually been to Kentucky. Let's see. Saying hi to Eric, the great Eric K. Appreciate it. Don't make me turn this plane around. I'll turn this plane around. Your ass keep complaining. Sure, there would be demand to request these affirmed action pilots. Yeah, we'll see. But not the opposite where they can request a male pilot. You want to know what's funny? I bet you the top heads in power of that airline will most likely have white male pilots. How much you want to bet? Yeah, I agree. They probably will have white male private pilots. Men and women are different. Yeah. And it's okay. It's okay to be different because we all don't want to be the same as each other. We don't want to be one big gray NPC. We want to accentuate what makes us different. It's okay to be different. We don't have to all be the same blob. I know people who meet or see every pilot that flies them. Yeah. Pineapples do not belong in the cockpit or on pizza. I agree with both of those. Hashtag East Coast. I'm a Midwesterner, but I'm in the South right now. And a good friend of mine does the Boeing 777 shakedown flights for America. It takes a week to make sure everything works. Thank God women are different. Exactly. Want to move out west. I'm not sure if that's the place to move. The one and only thing I care about with the pilot is they can fly the plane, because I sure can't. Exactly. We just care about who could fly the plane. And that's all that should matter. That's all that should matter. But you know what? This is United. If other companies do it, just don't fly there. And once crashes start happening, we'll see how this goes. Speaking of crashes, the DCEU is a mess. I've talked about this for weeks. I've talked about this really for months before the Snyder Cut, how there's so many different visions. And it looks like that may continue. The rumor is, it's coming from Bounding in the Comics, the DCEU Justice League to return featuring members from across the cinematic multiverse. The Justice League may come back to the big screen in the most daring, confusing way possible. According to Mikey Sutton of Geekosity, Mikey Sutton's a hit or miss source. You know what I mean? Just like any rumor source, but enough hits for it to be taken with some veracity, but still take it with a grain of salt. Still, with any rumor, take it with a grain of salt. And I know some people don't like Mikey Sutton, but he's not 100% raw. He's not Mike Zero. So that much I'll say. And next time we see, and I believe this is definitely a potential plan. I don't necessarily know that it's going to happen. Shout out to Nina Infinity playing Final Fantasy. I'm sorry, it's not Nina Infinity. I couldn't help it. She kind of looks like her. Burger King. Women, I remember this. The women belong in the kitchen. What did the thing see? He's talking about the chef's thing. Sorry, that threw me for a loop. Let's just go scroll down. The DC multiverse going forward will exist as a series of pocket universes, which will include the one belonging to J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves, and Zack Snyder. So as Sutton says, the current path to bring characters from these pocket universes together. This will confuse the shit out of normies. In case you don't understand what's going on and you're not alone, this is what I fear. We're just going to do everything, meaning that the Snyderverse will exist, same with woke Superman and Matt Reeves' verse. So we could actually have Henry Cavill and Michael B. Jordan playing Superman in the same movie. That potential exists. The current path is to bring the characters for these pocket universes together. This means, as you could imagine, there are going to be some replacements and new members coming from far and wide. Most notable will be Robert Pattinson, who's set to replace Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman. His cohorts, Wonder Woman and Aquaman, maybe Mira, as played by Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, and Amber Heard. Okay, I see. I misread it. They'll remain joined by a new Superman. A new Superman will be the man. I hate phrases of color. He'll be most likely Michael B. Jordan, but you would make him John Boyega if you cared about making anything close to Clark Kent. But that's neither here nor there. Abrams and Red Skull Lover, which we'll get to the next article, Ta-Nehisi Coates, plan to put in the cape, or as Sutton claims and confirmed. But don't forget, as we talked about in Coach Crime Fighters, they spent 3 years on the New Gods and didn't release it, so there's no guarantee Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman will come out. Still unconfirmed, but Geekosity EIC reports Calvin Ellis, so it'll be Calvin Ellis, will be the big screen Superman of the Clark Kent. Sutton adds that Blue Beetle and Supergirl probably be the new one announced to play by Sasha Call round out the team. Don't know what's going to happen in Flash, but judging by conspicuous absence in the scoop, Ezra Miller's Barry Allen may make the ultimate sacrifice when the solo movie supposedly erases the Snyderverse from canon, as stated in a previous rumor. So they might kill him off in his first movie. That sounds crazy. I mean, I don't like him, but it's just like that makes no sense. They could be planning to dump Miller due to him choking a pregnant bitch. I should call her a bitch. She didn't do anything wrong. This bitch did, though. This bitch, Ezra Miller, choking a pregnant. He choked and slammed a pregnant woman to the ground at a bar, though there's no serious indication of that yet. Flash may be a member after WB works out the specifics. The full lineup for a new Justice League isn't solidified yet, but the approach is coming clearer, yet oddly more blurry. It's a mess. So the idea is they're going to have a multiverse, and I can read through it, but that's pretty much it. They're going to have a multiverse. They're going to have a trillion different Superman, a trillion different Flashes. They already did both Flashes on the Flash TV show where they had Grant Gustin, who's the Flash in that world, and Ezra Miller do a cameo. So they've already done this. DC and Warner Brothers has no fucking clue what they're doing. That's the more stories I read, the more obvious it becomes that they don't fucking know. There is no answer. There is no winning. There is no winning, just losing in different ways. There's no answer. There's no goal. There's no end game. They're just announcing shit, throwing shit at the wall, and seeing what sticks. They have no answers. Oh man, in chat. Okay, Jennifer Francisco says Southeast. Okay, so you're probably not too far from me. I'm in the Southeast. So what happened on the airplane when the lady tried to take over for the co-pilot? What happened there, Disease? Let us know. No one way. Oh, look at you guys talking all aerospacey. Guys, Zillionaire and Ogre Squasher. Good to see different creatures come together. All great societies fail because they gave too much power to stupid people. I don't want to live in a world with no beautiful women. Well, we already do. No, there's still beautiful women. But yeah, we're living in a world where women are being discouraged from beauty. You can do what you want, living in living color. You can do what you wanna do and live in color. I'm tired of these motherfucking polar bears flying a motherfucking plane. Chicken sandwich. LOL Gomer. It's haunting me now. Don't be haunted by chicken sandwiches. Yeah, the Burger King is hilarious. You just want to get away from Florida, polar bears. Yeah, don't blaspheme Mike Zero. Don't you blaspheme. Hashtag Mike Zero was right. He was indeed right. Mercenary Williamson. He's back to being a mercenary now. Uh-oh. No more captains. Hashtag Florida Bear. Look, multiverses were the greatest mistake in superhero franchises. They make writers look lazy and destroy the importance of events and the meaning of characters is stupid and annoying. And manga has proven them wrong. Manga has proven just continue the story and have an ending. Even if you go forever. Like Bruce Wayne should have got older. You know what I'm saying? If think about, because you have the Nightwing. What if the story of Batman, instead of being rebooted, actually played out in a chronological, logical way? He was Batman solo, then he had Batman and Robin, Dick Grayson, and he had Jason Todd, and Robin goes on to be Nightwing, and then he has Tim Drake, then he has a son, Damian Wayne, then he starts to get older and he gets a little bit, so then you have Dick Grayson take over and Damian, that run, which was great. I love that run when he took over when Bruce was going through time. It was a stupid little setup, but whatever. Ended up with a great run, and Batman progressed. So Bruce Wayne wasn't Batman anymore because that had a reason. But in this case, he would get too old, and then you would have Dick Grayson as Batman, and eventually you would have Damian Wayne as Batman. Then maybe you eventually have Batman Beyond with Old Man Bruce, and you have a chronology of a beginning, a middle, and a continuous story. You don't just keep rebooting it. You don't make Batman 30 permanently. He gets older. He gets 40, 50, 60, and that story continues. You continue the arc, and that's something comic books never did. Same with Spider-Man. Continue the arc. You know what I mean? Continue it instead of rebooting it all the damn time. So it means something. Even I'm confused, and I wasn't a normie. Everybody's confused. The Kurger Bing and McDonald memes are the best. I don't know about the memes. I'm so old. Never cared about these characters. I am a DC guy. I'm a DC guy, and this is bullshit, man. Just finished some BBQ ribs. They turned out amazing. Cool. Polar bears in Florida. The red coats. Let's talk about Ta-Nehisi coats are coming. Yeah, we'll talk about the red coats soon. That'll be next story. Hate multiverses, plus they make no sense, whatever, because the universe move at the same time with different vibrations. Shouldn't they all be the exact age when they were created? Good point. Always confused, but I've just accepted it. But now this news is scrambling eggs in my head. Yeah. Please let Ezra make a sacrifice before the movie gets made. I'm sure if you've seen pictures, he's making sacrifices to. Ezra Miller has been to the Eyes Wide Shut parties, man. DCEU's most confusing universe ever. Had no order, no plan, just a kick cash grab with no heart whatsoever. Absolutely. What in the hell is the big deal about Ezra Miller and Amber Heard? They're just trash humans like the WB at this point. I don't know why I went weird Seinfeld. Hell, Clobbering Times. Clobby, he's growing. His channel is kind of blowing up at the moment. If you haven't subbed, please sub to Clobbering Times. You know what? I don't know if I think we one stream. I need to stream with Clobby. I need to hop on Clobbering Times channel if I'm allowed to. So we gotta set something up. Ain't saying hey to Eric K. Amber Turd, obviously. A Turd, yeah. Could talk aerospace all day. Don't want to ruin my image. Yeah, I get it. Don't want to get any trouble. The RRs are great. Flew at it's too aerospace for me. I don't know. I'm sorry, Ogre Squasher. I really love space. It helps calm me. I'm a guy who really likes space too. I love documentaries on space. So yeah. Polar bears flying. We all gotta have dreams, Snorter Poopus. Not a fan of the RRs overcomplicated. Yeah, I don't understand. Mike Zero was right. That's Damon Wayne, not Damian Wayne. Damon Wayans was in Major Pain. Damian Wayne is Batman's fictional son. But I'm not sure if you knew that or just being funny. Either way, Go Macau approves. They should have just passed the mantle. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm saying. Pass the mantle from Batman to Nightwing to the Red Hood. He becomes a new Nightwing, Red Robin, next new Red Hood. Damian next year. Yeah. I mean, they could have. I feel like Red Hood probably shouldn't have been a part of that mantling. He just seems like he wouldn't want to be. But that principle of moving everyone up a rank, I could see. Yeah, you could do something like that. Yeah, Bro Croc is right twice a day, unless it's digital. And hey, Paulie is monetized. The Latino Slant is monetized. I just talked about Clobbering Times growth. You know, since I started my channel, everybody who's been ahead of me has stayed ahead of me and continued to grow. And that's that's like, you know, the most encouraging thing to see everybody grow like that. Like, oh man, just see me at 300 some odd subs is crazy. And to see Paulie, who I feel like the other day, you know, when I very first started, he was at like 400 some odd subs. Now he's at 1,000 and monetized. That's like excellent, and it's cool. And hopefully Clobbering Times will be monetized next. And a lot of other guys will be monetized next. We need a Damian Wayne Major Pain spoof. Maybe, yeah. Maybe. Damian Wayne's Liger fan correct. They should have kept the story going with millions of unused legacy characters that made hell. Superman has 3 sons. Let one of them become Superman and so on. Yeah, agree. Manga has proven this idea works. They've already proven it correct. Thanks, Bud. Would love to have you join me sometimes. I'll invite you to the Global Geek Game show we do on Thursday afternoons. Have a blast just geeking out. Yeah, you know, I can let me know the time because I would have to probably take a lunch, but I would love to just take a lunch and just still chill out long as I could with you guys, man. I love you have a real good mind for this comics and the nerd stuff because you have more experience than a lot of us. Much as I hate the Titan show, says Mercenary Kingston. They got Nightwing's outfit right at the end of season 2. Cool. Awesome. Damian was the son of the devil. Damian, the character, but Damian Wayne is Talia al Ghul and Bruce Wayne. So honestly, I don't like that. I don't like Bruce Wayne was drugged. He was kind of like Talia al Ghul, proto Cardi B, Bruce Wayne to get Damian Wayne. Why couldn't he just consent? That's just bullshit. Love space, yeah. Love outer space. Gomer, hello Gomer. Tired these motherfucking snakes on these motherfucking plane. Red Skull. Damian Thorne. The power of Christ compels you. Power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. I don't want any demons. Don't want any demons. Speaking of though, evil people. Evil Jordan Peterson. The Red Skull himself. I love Esquire's headline. That's why I picked it. Jordan Peterson thinks Ta-Nehisi Coates used his idea of Captain America's Red Skull. He thinks this. And they talk shit about him. The guy you avoid at parties just discovered a 2-year-old comic by MacArthur genius and National Book winner Ta-Nehisi Coates. Is this a 2-year-old comic? I know it was older, but I didn't know it was 2 years old. I feel like that fact is wrong. You know what? Hold on. I as much as I want to show Esquire's spin, I think they're just so incompetent that that's wrong. I thought this was okay. Red Skull. I'm gonna see. Doesn't even say which issue it is.
If you guys can let me, if anyone in chat can tell me when that comic book actually came out, because I'm having an issue just looking up to find the actual. So this is the current run of Captain America. It's not 2 years old. What is Esquire talking about? Oh boy, I love this. And I'm not even a Peterson guy, but you want to talk about somebody who's a dumbass. Ben Shapiro says the fact that, and not Ben, well, Ben Shapiro can't be a dumbass, but he's not who I'm talking about. He says the fact that Ta-Nehisi Coates was trying to come up with the most evil supervillain he could, and the best he could do was a Canadian psychologist who writes about Jungian analysis and encourages young men to make their beds is pretty telling. Kevin O'Malley with the stupid take of the day. The fact that you can paste your culture hero words into a thought bubbles coming from the Red Skull and they are exact thematic match is not an indictment of Ta-Nehisi Coates. They're not a thematic match. That's the point. You don't know about the Red Skull at all. He's a evil supervillain. They're not a thematic match. He doesn't want kids to clean their room. He's not trying to encourage confidence in kids or in America. Or in anyone. He's a bad guy. He just wants to rule the world or destroy shit. This is not a thematic match to the Red Skull, but you don't know. You people don't know. You don't care. You don't fucking care. And I'm still trying to find out what the fuck, because Esquire, they don't care. It's a 2-year-old comic. It's not a 2-year-old comic, I don't think. I believe it's a recent comic. I've never been more of a fan of the Red Skull from this point forward. Yeah, I think that the Red Skull is probably going to be more popular because of this thing. And as I put a meme. So it's last week's Captain America 28, I'm sorry. So this is a recent issue. So Esquire, you're wrong. Esquire's wrong. Will they print a retraction? No, they'll lie. It's a 2.5-year-old. He's been writing the comic for 2.5 years. But this isn't a 2-year-old comic. This is wrong, Brady Langman. You're wrong. You're lying. You're lying. You're wrong. Jesus Christ. Captain America has already criticized the far right. Oh my God. Captain America stories have always criticized the far rights and problematic political flows of American yesteryear, because people learning to clean their room is political foe. Just look at the Falcon and Winter Soldier post-Blip world, investigating the motivations of forum lurking groups like Canon. This is stupid. It's stupid. This is stupid. He has the 10 rules from life. I can't read through all this shit. And this is actual just spin, pure spin. They're lying about how old the comic is. How the hell does this go to? This is not the thing it was on. Was it? Maybe it is. Oh no, yeah, it was, because it is talking about the Agatha Harkness thing. But yeah, this comic just came out. We're not, and they're trying to. Oh, you're single. He thinks this is about him. Well, if it wasn't so lined up with this, it wouldn't make. No, this isn't the Red Skull though. You're changing the Red Skull into Jordan Peterson. Just to think this guy's supposed to be one of the most dangerous supervillains on Earth. Yeah, and then it dishonestly associates Peterson with Yahtzees. And all while using Yahtzee propaganda. Like, it's so funny that they're so obsessed with that group when everything they do is indicative of it. Up until the Papers, Please, that's now a thing. And yeah, it is a recent comic Times. Yep. I finally did find it out. How dare Superman do that to Lois? I'm not sure where we're going. Oh yeah, talking about the kids. See, you guys have so much stuff in the chat. Batman and Wonder Woman are the best match. Fight me. Yeah, I am a bigger fan of Batman and Wonder Woman as a couple. How dare Catwoman's a thought. Fuck Catwoman. She left him at the altar. Let's owe that bitch anything. Talia al Ghul put a Wonder Woman 84. Yes, she did. Or a Cardi B, whatever you want to call it. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn the Red Skull. Oh no, Toxic Man Flu. It's got to go mad. I don't know if she has to go mod. He has to go mod, but he has to go mad. Yes, she did. Batman was great.
Power of Red Skull compels you to clean your room. Okay, so we have a lot of fun. It's 1 p.m. Thursday Central Time. I can make it 1 p.m. Central. It's 2 p.m. I can make it. I can do a late lunch next week. So yeah, I'll do it if I'm able to, or if I'm allowed to, I should say. I have some friends across the pond who join us. Yeah, I won't be able to go the whole time, but I can go a little bit. And fun fact, one of those sons is full Kryptonian, not half, way more powerful than Superman, and a young adult. He could take his mantle. His name is Chris Kent. Explain that to me. I don't understand how he could be half Kryptonian if he Lois is, or full Kryptonian if Lois is son as well. And DC hasn't used Chris and his girlfriend in years. They're both Kryptonians. How dare Superman do that to Lois? Well, he did it to Lois. That's how it happened. Like Peterson, every damn video I watch after Jordan Peterson, I watch his interview one time. Yeah, I'm not a big Peterson guy. Here's more devil shit. Polar Bear for Snow the Poop is Cuber. Watching Invincible on Amazon is pretty good. Did you watch it? Is it done? I'm waiting until it's finished to check it out because the WandaVision thing. I don't want to fall for the okie doke. And Ta-Nehisi Coates is mentioned on Invincible. I know that much. No, he didn't. Just like Gary didn't tell me about the comic shop or the high schools, and I haven't mentioned being from Detroit yet, which is not true, obviously. You know what gives into their BS? They want to make Superman grandpas black for no reason. They want to make Adam Strange gay for no reason. They want to. Everyone has to be black, a woman, or gay. Captain Soy Boy America. We covered that in the previous episode. Ben Shapiro needs a Valium. I'm not a Ben Shapiro guy. He's okay. It's just not the biggest thing. To be fair, pretty sure the Red Skull doesn't want kids to leave their rooms messy. I mean, young, whatever, Youngian. Yep, it is a recent comic it's discussed for. Did you know Ben Shapiro's wife's a doctor? She could write a prescription for one. Can't wait for the Red Skull propaganda. Make the bed. We need you. Yeah. Adam Strange is an interesting character to me. He's a husband and a father, but he's simply human. Yeah, he's special. Because any smut can grab a gun and a jetpack and try doing what he does, but it wouldn't work because he's what makes the hero, not what he has. His character makes his hero his personality. No one has ever seen Peterson talk. He's about low-key and quiet talking as I heard him out once. Okay, the Red States go. Let me see. If they made him gay, they would get rid of his daughter, his family, and make him some kind of party animal degenerate who shoots first and asks questions later. Yeah, so he wouldn't be a well, listen. Family of any kind, no patriarchy allowed, especially not a toxic white one. Even though Lord knows they don't want the black family, which is why it's a coin flip for us to get killed in the womb. And they do it the family, of course, is trying to make sure there's no no families whatsoever. That's neither here nor there. Later, they'll try to make him into Star-Lord or something, prove me wrong. Yeah, because they made Star-Lord bisexual. I forgot because I didn't say it, but 100 times last time I watched them. Okay. To the soy squirms who write it with anyone with testosterone. Yeah, to the soy squirms that write it, anyone with the testosterone to clean up a room is a supervillain. Yeah, because a lot of these are socialists that live 8 people, 1 room. It's a mess. The Red Skull is going to take up another person's persona in his quest for world domination. It will be Stuart Smalley. What's that? People like me? What was it? I forgot the damn saying. I'm good enough. People like me, or something like that. Hopefully, you guys can give him the same. As a Canadian as a supervillain says, no one ever. Hey, as living in Michigan, I know you guys are a lot more raw than you guys. Everyone thinks, oh, you're so nice. Canadians are so nice. I know the truth about Canadians. I know. Well, Gomer Kyle's a Tennessean. I know your truth, Islington girl, and any other Canadian that shows up. I'm sick of this. These people don't care about these characters. They always get their hands on them. I'm just tired of seeing my heroes get destroyed by fools. It's sad. Soyperman. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that we don't get heroes. We don't get sports. We don't get masculinity. It's not allowed. And people are leaving. I don't know if it's a mass exodus or people getting kicked. Be deaf by Snoo. Squirrel Girl and Squirrels are the best match. Fight me. LOL. Comics are starting soon. That's why people are leaving. All right. I'd accept death, though. Except Ruby Rose, a squirrel girl. I guess we're getting toward the end of this podcast. So we only got a few stories and some positive stories, and we'll get out of here. Hopefully, in the next 20 minutes. So if you're just gonna hop on over the comics, that's cool too. I don't know if I'm invited though, so I don't know if I'll be on there. Batman and Wonder Woman, the best couple in DC history. You ask me, why couldn't they make it a thing? If it's an immortality thing, trust me, Batman becomes immortal if they want. I wish they would have told a story of them at least trying a relationship. Polar Bears and Seals are the best match. I think Snorter Poopers Q Burr would like that. Comics Division is late as of 4 minutes ago. I'm not sure if he's still as late. It's not done yet. No way. Batman is too gothic for Wonder Woman. That's the attraction. She's just, country girl from a land far away. He's a city guy. Chris Kent is adopted. He's actually the son of General Zod and his female second in command. Oh, cliche of raising the son of the enemy. I see. And hold on, it jumped on me. And somebody thank you, Fireball has the Stuart Smiley. I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Yeah, that sounds super villainous. Super villainous. So, all right, Comics Division has indeed started. So that was the mass exodus. It's Comics Division starting. Brother Jonathan kind of kid. So let me love you guys, but I'm going to cut through a lot of the chat. Yep, Stuart Smalley says very polite super villain. Liger fan nailed it. Yeah. You too, my friend. Cool. So sorry to miss a lot of you guys chat. I'm glad that Fireball showed back up. Hell, Fireball. Liger fan was first. Yep, look, Liger fan had it first. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. And hey, my favorite polar bear, he says, to Snorter Poop is Q Burr. So yeah, I do want to just at least see what Comics Division is talking about. Again, not sure if I got a link today, because a lot of times on Thursday I do not get links. And I'm doing enough shows. I'm not necessarily begging for them either, because I just always doing stuff. So we're on the last two stories. I talked a lot yesterday. Fireball, he's here. I talked a lot about Ray Fisher and my super mixed feelings on Ray Fisher, because I can't help but to feel for him on some. Yeah, definitely check us out Friday on the Cocktail Lounge. Tomorrow on Matt's channel, Fireball Productions. I haven't really done as much tossing links. We're kind of just trying to focus on a lot of stories, and a lot of craziness. But let's talk. I gotta toss Fireball's link. Not just because we do the show, the Cultural Crime Fighters, every Wednesday. This coming week it'll be on my show. But if you miss it, hey, I didn't see your show yesterday. Well, you should have been subbed to Matt. So let's toss his link in there. And we will make sure Matt gets subs. So yeah, but she has a ton more subs to me. But still, in case there's a straggler or two that's not subbed to Matt at Fireball Productions, please indeed sub. When you say link, that means a Discord link. I'm not going to link my Discord. I don't really want to open Discord. I mean, there's a few people in it, but I'm not looking to maintain a Discord. This makes me want to put the Red Skull's face on Stewards, and Stewart Saves the World. That would be a great meme, Liger fan. I know a few bears, but I don't see color at all. So progressive, Fireball. Even yes, Eric K does indeed show up on the Cocktail Lounge. He's usually pretty quiet, but he does show up, and he's on the panel. So yeah, if you want to see the Wrench King talk, please show up in the Cocktail Lounge. And he loves Superman and Lois on his book. He's the son of Clark and Lois Kent, grandson of Martha and Jonathan Kent, brother Connor and John Kent. He's Kent. He's human. It was a good story. Okay. That's something to check out. Love the Cocktail Lounge. Glad, hey, it's good that ladies love the lounge. Ladies are free before 11 at the Cocktail Lounge. Thanks, brother. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate doing the show. Fast Steven Seagal. Hell, Fast Steven gets a chub of VW Speaks. He may want to go to the doctor and look that out. Look into that. And Liger fan has to scoot. All right, man. We will take care. Virtual hugs. Yeah. We do have to put my man Fimmer's link out there. I should have probably did it earlier. Got to put Fimmer's out there. Where's Fimmer at? Can we get him? He's at 72. It's 15 of you still here. 14 to 15 of you. if all of you sub to my man Fenrir, he would be in his 80s. As far as subs, he would be closing in on 90 subs, closing in on that 100. And we want to get him to 100 before he starts doing content. So yeah, you LOL YouTube link. Yeah, just put his link in the chat. So please sub to both Fenrir and Fireball. Hell Fast Steven. I don't mean that when we say comics. No, the link to the chat, the link to hop on StreamYards has a link. If you click the link, you go in. So I don't know if he sent me one. I guess since I'm here, let me just check. So with the mask, did he? Nope, he did not. So I'm not on, and that's cool. I mean, I'm sure. Listen, if I asked him, he'd let me on because I've asked him before when I wanted to. Again, I'm going late already. I don't have the energy. And in general, even though the next few weeks is going to be I'm really not going to be able to do as much streaming as I like. I'm thinking of keeping a lower schedule so I can focus more on the channel and not burn out, because there's definitely a real thing with this burnout, especially when you have a full-time job and it could be demanding. Burnout has been a real thing. I have to balance. Only bears, no bears of color. I appreciate that. Snort of poop is Q Burr. That's right. That's true. That's right. And the Wrench King for Eric K. Gomer don't know. I don't look at other erections. Okay, well we're way past the TMI playing, but I expect nothing less with Fast Steven. Gomer Kyle's been subbed to Farron. He's one of the OG subs. Yeah, he probably is. Gomer Kyle's been here. He's a great supporter, so I'm sure he's been subbed. Thanks, Eric K and Vigilante Williamson. Yeah, welcome. Yep, Tupac's already been subbed from months ago. I think you got all the subs you're going to get out of me, Finn. I think everybody's got all the subs they're going to get out of me. Yes, Ogre Squasher sub. Yep. All right, Fimmer. Have a good night. Yeah, it looks like even Clobbering Times is sub. Our resident bear, Snow the Poop is Cuber, saying hello to Fast Steven, who beat up Twitter, which is hell of a fight. And Clobbering Times gets a thank you from Fimmer. Yeah, a lot of people are already subbed. All right, let's talk about a few stories and then get out of here. It's gone almost 2.5 hours. Justice League's Gal Gadot issues a statement about latest accusations against Joss Whedon. And here's somebody's foot, and letting everyone know I live in Charlotte. So more doxing for me. In the weeks since its long-awaited release, Zack Snyder's Justice League has continued to dominate the pop culture. Fans were thrilled. I'm surprised Cinema Blend is even letting people know that people like Justice League. I didn't think that was allowed. Fans were thrilled to finally see the titular director's 4-hour-long version project, and there's already been calls to restore the Snyderverse. But there's also been controversy and ongoing investigation and accusations made against the studio by Cyborg actor Ray Fisher, and some new reports have surfaced about the treatment of Gal Gadot during reshoots. The leading Wonder Woman actress made an official statement on the matter. While Zack Snyder's Justice League has been praised as a superior version of the movie, there's also been much conversation about what went down when Joss Whedon arrived on set for the extensive reshoots. Remember, on that original, I believe more of it was actually shot by Whedon. They gave the director's credit to Snyder out of respect. If I remember correctly, you guys can correct me in the chat if that's not the case. Various allegations were recently laid out in long form piece by the Hollywood Reporter, which we covered yesterday on Matt's channel on Cultural Crime Fighters. Please check that out. And it included reports that Gal Gadot's career was threatened. She herself responded to the article, and this is a response that's a few months old, really. She said, I had my issues with, I'm assuming that was him, but referring to Whedon and Warner Bros. And handled it in a timely manner. But being careful not to give out details about exactly what went down, seems like Gadot indeed had some issues while working with Joss Whedon on Justice League. What's more, she confirmed that she had concerns. She brought concerns to the studio at the time of reshoots. According to an unnamed source in the report, Gadot had concerns about her character was being handled after her solo flick, Wonder Woman. The actress didn't get confirmed specifics about their conflict, but Gadot giving an official statement sure turned a few heads. Both versions of Justice League are available on HBO Max, and then whatever. And then it talks about Ray Fisher. It really isn't much of a statement. just that she had her issues. What happened in the THR, the Hollywood Report piece, which was an extensive piece, and we did not go over the whole thing because it was a lot of crap, was the fact that Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot had issues. I can see if I can find that section. And it was written so funkily. We're going to have to... How do you spell? There you go. It says in many hours of conversation, Fisher tells his side much of his previous reluctance to spell out the story. Because remember, he had previous reluctance. And then he says, I'm not looking to have any witnesses lose their jobs. He didn't want to expose identities of others who shared their stories with him and investigators. The very next paragraph says those others include Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa. So, of course. But that statement, there's a variation of that statement that Gal Gadot released about, she said something as far as, I think she said privately was the first statement she said about handling the Whedon and Warner situation. I think a lot has come out about her having the issue with that one scene where the Flash is laying on top of her. And so that had gotten out. And Joss Whedon has a reputation for being a piece of shit. Let's be honest. That's why, as much as Ray Fisher, and if you read this article, I joked, but like it goes on and on. I could pick a random sentence. It's going to be a woke statement. Let's just do the same thing. Fisher New Johns to the traditionally all white properties. Yeah, every few sentences to doom. And what is it? Yeah, something about don't want you to make a bad name for yourself. Few sentences. Superman can't have a black father. Adam Strange, gay or bisexual, can't do it. A few more sentences. So that's what it is. Assertion that a black man would not have his agency. Few more paragraphs. And that's just what this is. But at the same time, if you did see the Justice League and the Justice League, Ray Fisher got screwed. And I brought up wrestling, and another wrestling reference, the Hurt Business is this black group that got broken up recently, and people are pissed. People are upset based upon the merit of what they did. I think Ray Fisher did a good enough job in Justice League, and it's so apparent that his, not that he only did he lose a movie, but he lost the character. If he didn't make everything about race, I don't think this would have happened. And now, he's bringing other actors in the fold. There's parts of Ray Fisher that I am in full defense of, because I'm like, man, what they did to him was wrong. How he handled it has just not been good. I mean, goodness, I'm not going to side with a fucking evil corporation who caused all this shit to begin with and has pissed in our face. Remember, Warner Brothers pissed in your face a couple weeks ago, helped separate the fandom, and is the source of all this bullshit by not letting a guy come back to a movie after his daughter does what she did as far as Zack Snyder's daughter. And you guys know the story with that. So if they weren't an evil piece of shit company, none of this would be happening. So the blame, if you have to pick the number one most guilty party, it's not Ray Fisher. It's not even Joss Whedon, believe it or not. It is Warner Brothers themselves, because they created this mess. But I think they wronged him. I think he has a legitimate gripe. And Warner Brothers has done something legitimately wrong, but this is marking my end of the story. As much as I have a nuanced thing where it's like, yeah, I definitely understand parts of his side of the story. This article and other things like it there's a lot of propaganda talk, a lot of woke speak, a lot of bullshit, and he's brought Gal Gadot into it. He's brought Jason Momoa into it. And so we'll see what the fallout is going to continue. And I mean, on one level, even the Booyah thing, given that his character has changed, given his movie got lost, it's going to be hard. Like a lot of people in that same position might say, fuck you, I'm not saying Booyah, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? He had a right to be pissed. But I mean, he's trying to get his pound of flesh. So I don't know. It's a mess. I feel like everybody's wrong. I don't get the defending of Warner Brothers either. You know what I mean? Oh, it's just Hollywood. Well, that's true. too, but it's like, well, that doesn't mean it's right. And Hollywood again pisses in our face on a weekly basis. So I'm not defending them. Fuck them. You can have issues with Ray Fisher. I'm not going to call him Cryborg. I'll give him that much respect. But if you do, that's on you. You can have issues with Ray Fisher and not defend Warner Brothers. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. I do not get the idea of defending Warner Brothers. And yeah, you know, it is getting late. We got one more story and then the good news, and then we'll get out of here. LOL Snow the Poopus. Tomorrow the drinker will be busy. I know he has a Friday text. What else is Drinker doing? Getting late, gotta run. Take care. Yeah, I know a lot of people have already started watching comics. Yeah, the Drinker is a superstar. Definitely a superstar. Is he at 1 million yet? He's very close. I know he's in the 700,000 or 800,000 range. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Hell, Eric K. It will be epic. Ogre Squasher. Eric K is a stand-up dude. Sweet dreams to Jennifer Cisco. We'll see you later. Jen, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you and Islington girl adding some femininity to the chat. Much appreciated. So, if you're not pissed enough at this government, undocumented workers in New York can get up to $15,600 in pandemic relief. What about the fucking businesses? Listen, man, I am not an immigration expert, but who the fuck said it is our job to pay for everybody who could somehow get into this country, man? And why is that considered racist for caring about yourself? Why is self-preservation considered racist? And I'm not trying to say that the people who are undocumented workers shouldn't have any way to become citizens. I'm not an expert in this. I ain't gonna lie. Not even gonna lie to you people. But giving them 15 grand in New York State because they couldn't get federal relief, nearly 300,000 people may be eligible. This is insane. $212 billion. This is insane. This governor fucking, only thing they cared about was this damn sexual assaults, but they barely cared about that. He puts people back in. They keep screaming at us about this damn coof. They keep telling us we're not taking anything seriously. Believe the damn science. Wear your mask. All this bullshit. Vaxport. Right? But this motherfucker actually caused deaths. This Cuomo bitch ass motherfucker. He actually caused deaths by his decision. Same with Shitmer. Same with Governor Cheese on everybody. What's the fuck Newsom in California? They caused lies. There's a couple other guys you guys may know in the chat. But this is fucking bullshit. They cause lives by their handling of this disease. And then we have to pass on the, oh, well, we have all these, you going to parties, all this bullshit. And then for this pandemic, oh, shit. Knocking shit down. That's my fault. Then for this fucking pandemic, they're going to give New York's money. The money that could go to businesses, the money that can go to infrastructure. New York has an exodus of their own. We talked about the Cal Exodus shit because of Gary and our own foul ball. But there's a lot of people leaving the state of New York and the city of New York. And what is this money going to go to? People who aren't citizens. And if you say something, hey, I'm not trying to disparage them. I'm not saying they shouldn't get money. I'm not. That's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying, why not help us since it's our money? Well, I'm not a New Yorker, but why not have the tax dollars go to the people who pay them? Again, this entitlement of structure. Well, America's just been here. The New York State has just been here. The NBA has just been here. It's just here. And you're taking it for granted because you're privileged. No, someone has to build it. Someone has to maintain it. Someone has to maintain the state. The money, our money is worth less. That's why I'm in crypto. That's why I'm in gold. We talked about guns and shit earlier. Make sure you're invested in either crypto or precious metals if you can both. And stock market, because that shit's, make sure you're investing in other things that are betting against the dollar because it's crashing. The $2.1 billion fund aid to excluded workers in this pandemic is urgently needed, thoroughly deserved. Benefit will not only benefit workers and their families, but the communities where they live. Man, program makes less than one. Look at them trying to sell us less than 1% of the budget deal, which includes $2.4 billion for rent relief, so free rent in New York, and $1.8 billion. Oh, so the small businesses get $1 billion. Let's get $200. Let's do $2 billion for people who don't work here, who don't live here, $1 billion for the workers. So, and then it's explaining the program. 92,000 workers will qualify the first tier private program. This is socialism, by the way. This is pure socialism. 15,600 to workers who can meet the eligibility requirements. An additional 200,000 almost workers will qualify for the second tier, which is 3,200 per worker. And then it just talks about these tiers and how it will work. So if you live in New York, welcome to socialism. You know, Oakland's already giving out $500 checks to everyone who's black. And I have to eat and cry too, Fast Steven. I have to eat and cry too. This is sad. You heard it here first. Hips don't lie. I don't know. I remember the song, but it's reference. Now I know where my tax money is going. Makes me mad. I could donate it to Vigilante Williamson. You could. You all could donate to Vigilante Williamson. We are, speaking of which, let's sit with our donations. I had 3 today. So far, so good. Oh, no, it's reset because it's a new day. It's a new day. That Ogre Squash, of course, with the insane $101.01. And then Jake D with $10 and Godzillionaire with $10 for today's super chats and donations. And it's appreciated. It's no problem, says Jennifer Cisco. Cuomo should be in prison. He should be up under the jail. While he killed people, now he's giving away money to non-citizens, not the people he had a hand in killing. Well, at least those dead people were able to vote for the right people. Yeah, I mentioned Shitmer. That's why I said Shitmer instead of Whitmer. I mentioned her that stupid thought, Witless Whitmer or Shitmer, and ruining my home state. More, but politicians have been destroying my home state since before I was born. New York will lose money because they're tourism. They might as well. It's going to be worse in the 70s or 80s. That's going to be a dead zone. It's going to be way worse. But you know what? Got to talk about something positive, man. We always talk about the negative. We always talk about the terrible stuff. But we end on a positive note. And you know what? We're going to end with a strong woman hero. A woman who can't swim rescues an elderly man that fell into a harbor. Think about that. A young lady that cannot naturally swim just sprung into action when she saw someone in need. A woman in New York, same state we just talked about, is being hailed as a hero for jumping in the water at Barcelona Harbor to rescue an elderly man who fell in while feeding ducks. Westfield firefighters were called to the harbor around 6:15 p.m. for reports of a man in the water. Westfield Fire Chief Chris Reese said first responders learned a woman identified as Mia Goot, that's an interesting name, had been watching the man feeding the ducks when he slipped into Lake Erie. Saw him going in face down, Reese told the Post Journal, and she ran over to assist him. He was face down. She wasn't sure if he hit his head. The miracle part, he continued, is Mia doesn't swim. She jumped in to rescue him as he floated a bit. Goot was able to retrieve the fallen man, bring him back to the rocks. The man was transported to the hospital for evaluation, and then released. And as you know, Mia is easy on the eyes. I cannot thank Mia enough for taking action. She is a true hero. Reese said, in the words of a man she saved, I would not be here if it wasn't for you. Thank you. Again, women or men are different, but still capable of great things. You know what I mean? Difference does not mean not capable of amazing shit. And isn't it funny that you don't hear about these positive stories? This is a woman who saved a man's life, and you won't hear about it. I see people are leaving because it's getting late, and we had as many as 20, some odd, almost 30 people, and now we're at 7. I know Comics Division is going a lot. I know people are leaving, but I do want to get into these next few stories because, yeah, what an amazing lady, says Pop. It is amazing. And, yeah, this needs to start charity, the West Florida Home for Wayward Bears. Take some courage to leap in the water when you can't swim. Hell of a lot of courage. Shout out to Mia Goot. I don't want to say she had balls, but she had chutzpah to do this. And, she saved the man's life. It just shows that, there are regular people out here. They're real heroes. I'm not a hero. I'm just an anonymous citizen journalist, but there are real people, real heroes out here. And this is just the police. Shout out to New York. I guess the last few stories about New York. New York State trooper has saved a 2-year-old missing girl from the top of a mountain in South Bristol, New York. Brian Hotchkiss said when state police received the call for the missing girl, he knew they were fighting against the clock. Yes, these missing kids, it can go really bad, time sensitive depending on the time of year. So although it was a nice day, the temperature was dropping. He said the other members of law enforcement knocked on neighbors' doors. But the sun began to set, they knew they had to make a decision fast. So Hotchkiss and 2 other troopers decided to climb the mountain a half a mile from the girl's home. It took him a half an hour to get to the top, and he was winded by the time he was done. First, all he saw was gray and brown in the trees, but then he saw a pink dot, and he knew it was her. Followed the stream, located the child. Oh, man, she was lying on her stomach on a rock, and I ran over as quick as possible. I saw her arm move and knew that she was alive, and my heart just dropped. So excited, she ran and hugged me immediately, and she wouldn't let go. She said she was shivering when they found her. Another trooper wrapped her in her uniform to keep warm. She was taken by the ambulance, where she's safe and healthy now. I can't get that out of my head. Her turning over, looking at me, and throwing her hands up in the air. I'll never forget that. So again, positive story. I'm glad they got that girl safe and sound. Ending with some positivity, because we talked about a lot of depressing stuff. And Tupac Shakur, it looks like you've been here. I'm not sure you learned a part of it, but you were here most of all of it. Yeah, it's amazing. Women and men both have the tendency to care. I still believe in the human race as a whole, and that's the point of having this negative. I talked about all the negatives in the world today, but I like ending with positivity, so we can oh wait, the human race still is great. They still are capable of great things. Great individual things and great things helping one another. We still care about each other. No matter how bad things get, we still care about each other. We still do good things for each other. And we still are good. There's still good in humanity. It's very easy to forget that. And you're intended to forget that. You're supposed to forget that. You're supposed to be nihilistic and black pill. But no matter how bad things are, there's good in the world. And yeah, there's a proof of a good police officer, proof of good police people. There's good police, there's bad police. I'm not a back to blue guy, especially if we have all these crazy gun laws, because who do you think is going to enforce them? But I'm not a ACAB guy either. A man and a woman, not a woman, because obviously a woman has nothing to do with man. It's a Latin term. And yes, Ogre Squasher, you did make it to the end of the stream. Speaking of which, it's time for the music. Oh, no, you don't hear the damn music. I just stopped the damn thing. Hold on. We're going to get the music to so I can say goodbye to everybody. I like the music. So share screen, audio. You're going to see the thing for a second, because that's the only way I can get the audio to play. Then I'm going to come back with the logo. Then we're going to play the music. And now you should be able to hear it already. So, to Ogre Squasher, to my main man. He's right. Press the like button if you haven't. I'm not good at freestyle Mercenary Williamson. I'm not a good freestyler. But to Mercenary Williamson or Captain Billiamson, I believe, whatever Robert chose. Gomer Kyle, Ogre Squasher 101, the funder and benefactor of the channel. Snorter Poopus Q Burr, our resident polar bear. My partner in culture crime fighting, Matt from Fireball Productions. We know Jennifer Cisco was here. Tupac Shakur is back from the dead. I think I mentioned Gomer Kyle, but I'll mention him again because he's great. Eric K, the Wrench King. Again, Jennifer Cisco was here. Islington Girl was here. Fat Steven Seagal, who beat up Twitter, was here. 24/7 Fusion Media was here. Trying to go over, I want to get everybody again. Clobbering Times, Disease was here. We relaxed when another monster showed up. We were worried he wouldn't. Eric, and I mess up his name all the time. He showed up. I appreciate it. Of course, Fenrir the Ice Wolf, the Nightwing of the channel. He was here. Brightest Day, who was here earlier, and it went a lot longer than expected. Also, Darkest Night, which I think also was Robert. Liger Fan talks a little bit of wrestling and showed you guys a lot of wrestling on the show. If I forgot you, blame my head, not my heart. It's as far up as the chat will go, and my brain cannot think anymore. So, if you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do so. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience and your time. And God bless. Have a great night, everybody. Remember when the giant shit cloud is raining down? As always, Jets Pizza. Jets Pizza is good unless you're trying to lose weight. Peace.